Hey yo, this is another episode of the Steven from the Old Time Podcast. Listen to my dad, he's awesome.
Welcome to a new episode of Steven from the All Time Podcast, the 2025 Royal Rumble review episode. I am your host, the Ayatollah of hip hop, the whole damn show, the rated R podcaster, the visionary, the revolutionary, and the voice of the voiceless. And please don't forget, we do not promote, condone, appreciate, and acknowledge anything from that loser who got eliminated from the Royal Rumble in about 6 to 10 minutes, Sami Zayn. Please stay in your lane. We do not want you here. And my co-host for the evening.
Please know the views expressed to Sami Zayn are Steven's views only. But anyway, all timers, you already know who it is. Your favorite co-host, the Black Eric Bischoff, one half of the podcast tag team champion, lover, everything EO Sky, the V-Neck Lord, leader and ruler of the podcast universe. It's your boy Trap All Time. And yes, no yeet.
Hey, what's up, all timers? You already recognize the voice as the greatest there is, the greatest there was, and the greatest there ever will be. Derek Alltime with our fourth co-host for the evening.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, I am him, and I have returned. The Black Phenom, the showstopper and podcast talker, the man, the head of the table, with everybody saying, Kavalo. What's up, guys?
Yeah.
I like you in that pink room. Pause.
Yo. You're making me cringe. Shut up.
Boys, hope everyone's doing wonderful. We are back. The Fatal 4-Way is here. We are going to review the 2025 Royal Rumble in Indianapolis. My
70,000 people.
World, right? Sorry?
70,000 people going crazy.
How crazy did they sell that out?
People.
That's a lot for Royal Rumble. That's what they do for WrestleMania on day one.
Right.
70,000. So it's like
70,000.
Triple H know what he's doing.
It's top three, if not mistaken, top three attendance records for them.
Yeah,
it's only going to keep getting bigger.
They said that's the highest grossing Royal Rumble of all time. They said yesterday.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. The biggest Royal Rumble of all time. And by the looks of who was part of the Rumble,
it makes sense.
Good.
Yeah, and I was having a conversation with somebody who just got back into wrestling as well, and they mentioned to me, they're like, there was no old timer, there was no legends that came into the ring or showed up, and I told them, I'm like,
we do not consider John Cena a legend.
That's what I'm saying.
But the thing is,
what do we consider a legend?
Yeah, but no,
CM Punk is already an old timer. John Cena is an old timer.
Like he's not an old timer.
Exactly. Thank you, Cavallo.
All right, they active. All right.
Thank you. Legends are not active. Legends are like Trish Stratus, who came in a women's Royal Rumble and she doesn't wrestle and she won't be back. That's a legend. We know what legends are. Yeah. But...
So we don't need that because the magnitude of the people that are in it and that are part of professional wrestling.
But you don't think that there could have been some people that could have been replaced? Let's not like we all know that the Royal Rumble was always known for surprises. I feel like every year there's some people that's involved in the Royal Rumble that can be replaced by a legend or two for that pop. That's what we all look for. Like Otis. I love Otis. I love his character. But he's in no storyline. He didn't have to be in the Royal Rumble. They could have added a legend or somebody else returning in his spot.
Who's a legend?
Actual Speed didn't have to be in the Royal Rumble. They could have had somebody else in the Royal Rumble that's active.
I asked you that earlier. You didn't name nobody. Who's a legend that looked good that could have been in the Royal Rumble? Tell me.
Nobody.
Don't try to put me on the spot. No,
but that's my point. Nobody.
They could have had Chris Masters, who always talk about it online. He's not a legend, but he could have came back for one night only. There's a lot of people who...
I said name legend. You just said he's not a legend. I said name legend. You just naming people now.
But it could be legends or it could be former wrestlers.
You don't want to accept the point. You just don't want to accept the point. It's not needed no more. I get that we want to live in nostalgia, but
I never said it was needed. I said that's what expected. We have a lot of...
No, you expected that.
Everyone does. What are you talking about?
It's not really needed. We already have a magnitude of stars.
So, Trap, do you want to see legends going forward? Is that something that you want?
That's what I'm saying. especially if there's not no good ones that can still possibly move. Like, who are the legends that they're going to bring back? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, and also too, I feel like the way the WWE is going right now, and we got a lot of superstars showcase the new talent going forward, because Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, all these guys, it's not going to be there any much longer. So we need to embrace them now and let them push the new people forward and stop trying to go backwards in this nostalgia where, oh, let's bring some legends back. There's no other old legends enough that's capable of even looking good to bring out. That's what I'm saying. So
Zero.
I feel like that time has passed. Now, back in the day, maybe, but that's like a quick. Nobody wants to see Undertaker ride out there right
Why
now.
you keep bringing up my? Why you keep bringing up my
But I'm
uncle
just
for?
saying. But I'm
Sorry.
just saying. Nobody want to see Stone Cold come out right now. He's a cat man now. He could
That's a
barely
lie.
walk.
That is a lie.
He could barely walk.
We will be
Like,
talking
and I said
about that right now
and I
if he
said
would have
that,
came out.
brother. I even said that at WrestleMania when his last time was at WrestleMania. I said nobody want to see that when he did the stunner on Vince and it looked weird. I'm like, you gotta
That was
understand.
Vince's fault.
But I'm consistent of my stance on this old shit. Even with Sting, I said that Sting should have retired 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I said that about Jericho too. He should have retired 10 years ago. Now they could barely move. Their work looks sloppy. Nobody wants to see that. That'd be my point. My thing is they have a lot of talent now. Just look at that men's Royal Rumble. They was teasing so many matches. Jacob Fatu with this guy. You gotta embrace the new talent and let the new talent shine now. That time of the old people is gone. It happened. We enjoyed it, but let's embrace the new times.
I gotta agree.
It.
Trap,
It wasn't
you bring
needed.
these points. We don't
Yeah,
want to
it
see the
wasn't
legends.
needed.
It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
It's
They're
happy.
old.
It's cool sometimes. If the ones that can still move, maybe. But what's the point?
You
That's
don't
like
need
back
that.
in the day
What
when
you mean? What's the
Terry
point? That's
Funk.
the point of Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but hold on a
That's
second. I want to
not
make
the
a
point of
point.
Royal Rumble.
I want to make a point, and then I want to get to Derek's point on this before we move on. There is so much talent, okay? And look at it. They had 30 men, and there was so many people that did not enter the Royal Rumble. So you want to take up those spots with legends to come in? You want Coco Beware to come in? Nobody cares about that. You want Stone Cold to come in? The guy can barely move. I like my last vision of Stone Cold Steve Austin where it is. I have a
You said
vision.
he cannot move. You said Stone Cold cannot move.
He just had
Did he not just have a? Did he not just have a match 2 years ago that was not bad at all?
Yeah, but I don't want to see that.
Move.
That stuff isn't interesting.
Oh
I want to see the
That's what I'm
guy
saying.
shine.
That wasn't interesting.
I want to see.
I want to see these people that y'all don't
really
care about. Y'all want to see these guys who y'all don't even care about on Raw and SmackDown come out and waste
Who
the spot.
said we don't care about?
What are you talking?
You don't care about. Who you don't care about?
You're right. You care about. You care about everybody. I know. You care about everybody.
Do you want to see legends? Is that something that you want?
There's too much talent on the roster to justify having legends come out. Listen, I'm not saying if you had a plan, there's a bunch of them that got hurt, or there's a bunch of them that are injured, or you're on a really tight schedule basis, or whatever the case may be, and there's a legend. I'll put that in quotes because the legends are getting significantly older.
Right.
Let's just put a few years ago, we had Carlito show up. We had like these guys like, listen, I'm not saying Carlito's a legend, and it's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying if ever you're pressed and there's some guys who are hurt, and those guys were guys that you were planning on having in the match, and you want to bring in a guy who, you know, he could still kind of wrestle. He's just getting a little bit up there in age. Like, sure, go right ahead. I don't mind. But at the same time, the whole point of the Royal Rumble is having people come in from 1 to 30 that, though we're not dumb, we could realistically believe that they could win the Rumble. And don't get me wrong, if Undertaker shows up at 15, I know he's not winning. Mm-hmm. You know, there's no way Undertaker's going to go to, and I'm just using Undertaker because we mentioned, but like Kane, we'll use Kane. If Kane comes in at 20, I know Kane's not going to win. There's no freaking chance that he's going to win, because then the WWE, being so story forward, has to start crafting a story for WrestleMania that makes sense to the fans. And we're going to be the first ones to critique it on this podcast and be like, this makes absolutely no sense.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
That's the question. So let me just give an example, right? So let's say there was a legend, right? A legend that was still in good shape, that came back as one of the entrants and stayed around until WrestleMania. Would you have been okay with it?
I would have, depending on who would have had to sacrifice their place. And I mean that with all due respect. I made a list of people who I felt were deserving to be in the Royal Rumble but weren't. Mm-hmm. And if I would have included that list, the Royal Rumble, 30 people wouldn't have been enough. the Royal Rumble would have had to be 35, 40 people because as much we'll get into the matches, but just I'll just summarize this very briefly. The women's match had a significant amount of active superstars from NXT, whereas the men's match had none. And to me, that's preposterous. I think you put in a guy like Trick Williams, you put in a guy like Oba Femi. Listen, NXT right now, in terms of their men's and the women's division, they are stacked. Let's not. Who are we kidding? They're stacked. And
you see what you just said, Derek. So how would we have time for legends?
But that's my point.
Away from NXT.
But that's the point I'm making. I'm sort of joining both groups here. If physically they're not able, if you can't do it, or there's scheduling, or there's traveling issues, or whatever the case may be, I get it. You know, like a guy like Akira Tozawa, really, he gets hurt, and you bring in Aisho Speed. That makes no sense. Had you brought in a legend, at that point, like you just see, I don't know. I'm not going to say he's a legend. I'm not going to say he's a legend, but let's say Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett would have been a better replacement than Aisho Speed. And Wade Barrett's a former wrestler. Even if we know Wade Barrett's not going to do anything, the fans are going to get a pop. It's all going to be thing. Like, that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with it. Or like they replace and you see Trick Williams just out there, just like, and he just shows up. Perfectly fine. I don't care about that. But the issue
you know what
is
would
that
have worked too, because he got beef with Carmelo Hayes. So that would have worked too. Trick Williams could have came out.
The reason
replaced him.
And to Cavallo's point, I think we were so conditioned in the past that the Royal Rumble needed the legends because we didn't have NXT, because the rosters weren't very deep. It was the same 4 wrestlers fighting for the main event. Now the rosters are so deep that they had to leave out people. And I think we could just get into the matches right away. I think, let's say we just take the men's match, for example. Let's just say, okay, Karrion Kross has been featured in storylines. He was nowhere to be seen. The White Six haven't been seen in weeks. They were absolutely nowhere where they probably should have been. The New Day is in all major storylines. They're getting booed through the roof. None of them were there. I mean, Tama Tonga, we just saw him on Friday Night SmackDown. Not there. Solo Sikoa, not there.
There's so many wrestlers that could have been in it, right?
Exactly. And then I didn't name anyone from NXT. Like literally 5 superstars from NXT would have showed up. Ilya Dragunov, we haven't seen him in months. You know, so
but I just think that 30 isn't enough regardless. I feel like now with this roster that we have with 3 different shows, I just feel like 30 isn't enough regardless. But whether you're talking about legends or not, 30 is not going to never be enough. Like,
I agree. I 100% agree with you that it's not enough. If anything, I think this should bring back.
It's not enough for Cavallo because he want to see legends. I don't get that. He want to see old people wrestling. I don't get that.
I think Cavallo has a point.
Y'all was hyped when Edge came back. So please be quiet. Edge is old as hell. And I ain't hear no.
During that time.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Trav. Let me get this one.
During that time, what? Go ahead and lie.
Trav, let me get this
10 years ago, he was still good. I've been saying he should have.
10 years ago? Edge?
Bro. Yes, that was.
Yeah.
When he came back.
That was COVID. What are you talking about? It was 2020. That was 4 years ago. What the hell are you talking about?
No,
that was Edge, 4 years ago. 5 years ago. I'm sorry, it's 2025 now.
When Edge came back, it was anywhere between 8 to 10 years ago. He was still looking fantastic. He was still able to wrestle.
COVID.
No,
8 to 10.
When
his
he came back,
there was no fans.
When he came back was not during COVID.
You talking about the second
time?
He won
in COVID.
Time?
He won.
I'm talking about when he first came back in the Royal Rumble. From injury, that was COVID. That was 2020 when there were fans. And at WrestleMania, his match with Edge, there were no fans. That was 2020. He was a legend because he's in the Hall of Fame. He came back. You're okay with him coming back to the Rumble, right?
He was injured, but he was injured and he came back, though. He came back from injury.
He was retired.
He was still active.
He was not active since he retired in 2012. That's 8 years. We're talking about.
He was retired because of the injury, and then he came back from the injury. That's why he came back.
He's still
had to
old,
retire because of the injury.
Trap, we're gonna. Me and Cavallo still gotta have a match where it's me versus Cavallo.
Look, he's trying to make
let's move forward.
He's trying to make his point, and there's no point. He don't got no point.
No, he's trying to make his point. Say legends is.
The point is he's trying to make his point. There's no old legends. I asked him to name some legends, and he still ain't named none. He still can't name none for today.
Stone Cold had a match 2 years ago, but he retired from injury as well. So what's the difference? Stone Cold retired from an injury as well. He came back and had a match.
Let's
So
move
why can't he come
forward.
back?
Let's
Oh,
move
for
Let's
on.
move
Edge,
on.
for Adam Copeland.
Let's move
Okay.
on.
Okay.
Let's
Thank you.
move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
He got no
let's move
point.
on to the matches.
Move on. Thank you.
Yeah, let's move on
Let's
to the
move on
point.
to the matches. And by the way, when Stone Cold came back was pre-COVID, so
And that was horrible.
the
And that was a
matches,
horrible match.
the
What's
matches
wrong
of
with
the
our time
evening,
management? Stone Cold came back 2 years ago
the
with fans
matches
is
of
there.
the evening, the matches of the evening. Let's get it started with the first match, the women's 30 women Royal Rumble match. Trap, I know you love these matches. Number one is
Of
your
course, the
favorite.
genius of the sky. Io Sky started it off.
As number one,
Number one against Liv Morgan. And it's number two.
and I thought that was the two perfect women
Way
to
to start the
off.
match. Me too.
I love it because I love where Io Sky is now.
Me
Okay,
too.
what she's
Genius
bringing
of
to the
sky.
table, how she is a baby face, and then we have Liv Morgan, and I think Liv Morgan has done a stellar performance in the last 6 to 8 months, and having her there at number two and having them two start off the matches was fantastic.
Shout out to Roxanne Perez at number three, and for staying the length of the time. And I like how they showcase her and showing her like how she's the future and showing how she's coming up, because she's been holding her own and showing what she could do in NXT. So I thought this was a good way that they showcased her. And you could tell that they're gonna try to utilize her a lot, because they definitely showcased and highlighted her a lot in this Rumble. And the fact that she stayed to the last three, I thought that was like, yeah, they're really gonna try to push Roxanne Perez. So I thought that was good. Overall, I thought the women's Royal Rumble was good. I didn't have no complaints about it. Alexa Bliss got probably the biggest pop of the night when she returned. When Alexa Bliss came out, the biggest pop of the night when she came out, I was like, oh shit. I thought it was cool seeing Stephanie Vaquer there, Julia there, that little Julia, and EO standoff. I thought was good. So that's another thing they could tease. I thought Last Legend was good, showcasing her from NXT. Yeah, man, the women and the men, they got a lot of superstars, man. Like it's so much that people was left off, and again, it was just good. Nia Jax, I love her as a heel, bro. When she came out and the boos and the way she just looks at the crowd, everything, like I just love her. What else? What else was good about that match?
Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace is now part of. I think she's really. I love Jordan Grace.
No, she is
really
WWE now. Yeah, what she did the Piper Nivens, that was crazy. That move she did. Jordan Grace, yeah, Jordan Grace was cool too.
What about
overall good?
Trish Stratus come back, a legend. She came back. It was good.
Yeah,
she could still wrestle. I really don't have. I don't mind having her in the Rumble. Right. I would have liked to probably see somebody like Lita. I know she doesn't wrestle.
The problem with Cavallo is
rather somebody from NXT
we don't want
that I said the spots is taken. I would have figured.
You're not listening to what we be saying. We just said we don't want nobody that can't wrestle. We don't. She can still wrestle because we've seen her come back and wrestle before. So I don't mind somebody that can wrestle. Like that's fine. Okay. Who on the men's side? I'm still waiting for you to name somebody. You still didn't name nobody.
I did.
So now let's move forward. Now.
I did.
Let's move forward.
I was super surprised to see one of the Bella twins there.
Nikki Bella.
I'm not a fan of neither one of them.
I was never a fan.
I don't know why they consider legends. I don't know why they consider to be a start of the women's resolution. I don't like anything about them. I don't think
they draw. Good, but they're a draw.
For what though?
They were always a draw. Whether it be for looks, whether it be for the storylines, whether it be for their performance, whether it would be for
this is the guy that likes Jey Uso, but now he don't understand the draw.
Right?
Like this is what I understand.
What is Jey Uso got to do with Nikki Bella? Like what are you talking about right now?
No, I would say they're in the same category.
That's
but
what I'm
people
trying to say.
People like to show up for those names. That name rings, bells in people's ears. You hear that name, people know who it is. If you don't watch wrestling and you hear that name, you know who it is, right? So there's that combination of that name. It was there. I'm gonna tune in, okay. And do we need her? Probably not.
Is she staying? You think she's staying? Well,
no, she's absolutely not. She's absolutely not staying. I don't think she's at that level in her career where she needs to be there or she has the time to be there. I think it's just making face, right? It's just there. It's going to pop up on social media. People are going to click. People are going to like, and it's going to get excitement. Charlotte Flair, though, on the other hand, being there and her presence in the Rumble, and her presence just in regards to women's professional wrestling. She is a top star. She is a top athlete. Wrestling, I personally think that her being there brings a lot more light to certain storylines. I want to see her versus Io Sky. I want to see her versus Tiffany Stratton. I want to see her versus so many of the women wrestlers, because I think that she brings the best out of them. Right? You know, as to where when I looked at the man, Becky Lynch, I thought the same thing of her. Right? Charlotte Flair has more longevity in wrestling, and her name rings more bells than a Becky Lynch. So her winning the Rumble, her being there, I think is really great for women's wrestling, the women's division. And I think, you know, she's the queen. You got to go through her if you want to win championship belts. You got to go through her if you want to move up that ladder. Her, like, just look at how tall she is. Okay, how she enters the ring, how she is able to promote herself. Like, just look at that video she did before the Royal Rumble. Like, you know, it made so much sense. The
promo was good. I knew she was going to win. Once I seen the promo and her entry, I was like, yeah, Charlotte going to win.
And I can't wait to see what they're going to do with her at Mania, and what the feud is going to be, and who she's going to go after.
Who's going to pick?
Has she faced Rhea before?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I'd rather her.
They faced that. You didn't watch them fight at WrestleMania? Where have you been?
What WrestleMania?
They put on a banger at WrestleMania.
And it was a phenomenal match. And it was a very interesting match.
Yeah, Derek, it was a very good match. And they had a short time.
Derek, thoughts on the women's division wrestling match? Royal Rumble.
I don't think it was as fluid as the men's, but I do think the spots in the women's match were significantly better. I think the women's match did a better job in terms of showcasing all the superstars that were involved, not just specific individuals. We'll get to the men's match for that, but I think the women's wrestling sometimes gets a little clunky, and it's not as dynamic, and it's not as explosive, and it's not as seamless as the men's wrestling. Because women just sadly get less wrestling time on weekly episodic TV shows than the men do. I think they did a really good job in terms of like showcasing Chelsea Green, showcasing Io Sky, showcasing Roxanne Perez, showcasing Piper Niven, showcasing everyone had their spot where they did their big move. They did something that was impressive more than the men's. The men's, a lot of good wrestlers would come in and they would sort of like fall to oblivion. Like you wouldn't really notice them. They did a good job in terms of highlighting certain superstars, but the women were much better in terms of showcasing their own individual talent. I think overall, I like the superstars that were in the women's matches. Did a really good job in terms of getting people from NXT, really showcasing their talent and them as the future and them coming up. I am disappointed in the finish, personally.
Really?
I have a big problem, and that's just me personally. I have a big problem with a superstar returning from injury for over a year and getting the WrestleMania spot from someone who has been working 365 days a year to earn that championship. Personally, that's just my thing. I'm not saying if she goes to Elimination Chamber and she wins. I'm not saying if she, whatever the case may be, but getting that spot at Royal Rumble, I honestly didn't like it. I didn't want her to win.
Choice, but
is that with her or with everyone?
To be perfectly honest, I think that's probably the case with a lot of people. In my opinion, I think you could do a good job in terms of showcasing the dominance of a specific superstar if they return from injury. I have no issue with that whatsoever. But having a superstar who's been out for over a year to win,
I feel like that happens often. I feel like with people who return has won plenty of times. Yeah,
and for me, it's a problem because I like to see the superstars that put in the work and they keep me captivated. They get so. If Charlotte Flair is injured, guess what? I'm not tuning in for Charlotte Flair. She's not there. I'm tuning in for other superstars. I want to see other superstars. They're involved in storylines. I see them work. I see the level of passion that they put. I tune in weekly for them. And now that was not the
Yo,
case with the
Sky.
women's one. So,
But you
for
know
me,
what you know what I realized with the women that didn't occur that occurred in the men. I feel like in the women they were just fighting. Like I didn't see any like potential feuds or continuation of feuds. I feel like in the men you
What,
seen
in the
CM Punk.
women's?
Yeah, like I feel like I seen CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins like their issues. I seen Braun Strowman beat up Jacob Fatu with their issues. Like I seen feuds continue, and we seen I feel potential WrestleMania matches occur. Like I've seen actual storylines in the men's more than I've seen in the women. I feel like in the women they were just fighting. Like I don't
yes.
know if I see any potential WrestleMania matches from the woman match or
And
any
you're
feuds continue besides the United States. What's her
yeah,
name? Chelsea
Chelsea
Green
Green. Yeah.
and Mia Yim. Like besides that feud, everybody else was just fighting just to
And
be
you're
there. I
right.
felt like.
You're right. But that's not the Royal Rumble match's fault. That's the fact that how many women's wrestling matches had we had on Raw or SmackDown in the past 3 months? That was not a championship match or a championship or a tag team. None.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of superstars. There was 30 superstars in that ring. Not all 30 of them involved in storylines. Whereas most of the men's wrestlers are involved in a storyline short of like Otis and people like that. All of them are almost involved within to a certain extent in a storyline or were just involved in a storyline. Whereas the women's were not. So it's kind of hard for us to see those feuds and see those matches because they just don't involve us weekly to tune into them. So it's a combination of both. The match didn't do a good job in terms of showcasing that, but also weekly they're not doing a good job at it either. So it's kind of hard to do one but not do the other.
One thing I noticed, they love Chelsea Green. Every time Chelsea Green eliminated somebody, they cheered for him. When they was about to get eliminated, they booed. So I got that from there. Did you notice when Charlotte was taking her time coming out? Did you notice? I don't know if y'all peeped it. Like everybody in the ring like stopped a little bit and was like looking at her towards her coming down. I was just like, yo, this is funny. Like they just stopped fighting. Like everybody just
They
paused and was
know.
just, like looking.
They know
Looking
what's
at
about to
Charlotte.
happen.
And then they cut back again. Then you see them fighting again. I'm like, yo, that's funny. But I agree with you though, Derek, on that one. Injury coming back from injury, and she won. Like once I seen the promo, and then I seen what number she was, I was like, yeah, they're gonna give it to Charlotte. Because once I seen who she was in the ring with afterwards, who was left, I was like, yeah, they're gonna give it to Charlotte. And I was like, I don't understand it. This was Io chance to get the WrestleMania and win the championship.
They got plans. Io Sky could be part of the Elimination Chamber. And
True.
Why not make somebody like Io Sky win in the Elimination
fight
Chamber?
Rhea. Yeah.
There could be something big with that coming down the pipeline. So Charlotte Flair winning, getting her opportunity at WrestleMania. Match number two. Match number 2 of the evening. A match I fairly enjoyed.
I feel like the crowd didn't enjoy the match. I feel like they had, this is what something Derek said before, they had crowd exhaustion from the Women's Royal Rumble. I feel like from the loud pop of the Alexa Bliss, because quiet as kept, the Royal Rumble had a big pop. They got a holy shit chant. They got a this is awesome chant. So I feel like the crowd was kind of exhausted. And then, because the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY, they were working hard, man. I was watching that match, like, they were trying to get the crowd back into it, but the crowd just was not giving them. Yeah, it's tough going second.
You're following a 30-woman Royal Rumble match. You're following some of the biggest pops. Alexa Bliss got the biggest pop of the night. Jordan Gray's got an insane pop. Charlotte Flair got a big pop.
Exactly.
Nikki Bella got a big pop. At some point,
Pat Stratus, like
at some point you got to take a. I think that's the moment where everyone went to the bathroom. They went to the merch store. They went to get some nachos. They went to get a hot dog.
I felt bad because they was trying. Like, I'm watching that match. I'm like, yo, they was really trying to get the crowd.
I'll explain you guys why. Okay, I'm gonna name the match real quick. It was DIY putting their WWE Tag Team Championships on the line versus Motor City Machine Guns. Okay, I'll tell it to you like this: was this a match that should have been at the Royal Rumble?
No, not at all.
Okay,
hell no.
Okay, they wanted to showcase the tag team champions. They wanted to showcase the tag team champions because they have not been showcasing the tag team champions enough. So they're listening to what the fans are saying. Hey, we want more tag team champion matches. We want pay-per-views with the tag team champions, etc., etc. So they wanted to do this with this match. These guys are in-ring performers. Okay, you guys have mentioned that this crowd was exhausted. They went to the bathroom. They did A, B, C, and D. Okay, I agree. This would probably the type of matches for the people that want storylines. So you don't want to keep them in their seat. This is the type of match you give. They were not trying to tell us a story in this match. They were just trying to give us professional wrestling at its best.
Nah, they were telling us a story at the end.
They were telling a story.
Yeah,
at the end of the match, I totally agree with you. But what the match was guys that are really capable of giving you the in-ring performance part of sports entertainment / professional wrestling. These guys, all four of them, could wrestle in the ring. They've grown up together. They've come up in the business together. So they're able to give you that flow of a performance in the ring. And people wanted more of the moments, wanted more of the hey, there's a story here. How are we gonna get there? Hey, it was at 2 out of 3 falls. Okay, like the crowd wanted more. Okay, and how do you get them involved in it? You give them a story. Okay, this was
the story is there. DIY is fucking
yes and no. Yes and no. They're
That's
just
not the story. That's not the story.
There's so much missing, and the point that they're trying to come across is that they want wrestling matches. They want a tag team. Tag teams are some of the best wrestling matches in wrestling because it's so well put together. You got 4 guys in the ring. There's so much prep. Look how back in the day, look at the tag team matches between the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian, or the Hardy Boys and the Dudleys, or whatever it would be. Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit versus, I don't know, Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero. Those matches, you were into those matches because it was what they were giving you in the ring.
But it was also a time where it wasn't considered a demotion if you were someone who was formerly a number 1 contender for a World Heavyweight Championship. It wasn't considered a demotion for you to be part of a tag team and try to win tag team gold or try to win U.S. Championship or try to win the Intercontinental. Now it's seen as a lackluster. It's got its own division. They do their own thing. The main roster guys, they're too big for that, and that's a shame because I feel like that's probably what the tag team division is missing in terms of getting eyeballs. Is getting these teams like who was it back in the day? It was
Austin and
Cesaro and Sheamus. Cesaro and Sheamus were a great example of that recently. 2 guys that hated each other. They did really good matches in the ring, and then they decided to make a tag team, and they were entertaining, and people were tuning in. We're missing, and you mentioned Edge and Christian. We're missing a little bit of that, a little bit of those main roster superstars that tag together, and they do something together. You know, like we're missing that. Like let's say Rey Mysterio and Penta decide to team up and be a tag team. I'm gonna tune in to watch that. Are you correct?
Man,
like, of course,
Rey
I'm gonna tune in to watch that.
Mysterio be giving out, man. He can do too much laser surgery, man.
Rey Mysterio was in WCW. That's all I gotta say. The guy's ancient.
Me too. Oh yeah, no, he is ancient. Because trust me, I was watching him in WCW.
That was the legend in the ring, by the way.
Yeah, that was the legend. Right now, he moving like Braun Strowman, man. He too little for that. Man.
But anyway, all that to say, the tag team overall, it was good. The tag team match overall was good. The story it was good. It was a good wrestling clinic. The main thing that came out of it is finally, the Street Profits turning heel on both teams.
Yes. Hopefully it works because
you know what's
going to turn heel before.
I'm going to say that, and they're going to cheer for them.
Rey Mysterio and they cheer for them. But you know how hard that is because everybody loves Rey Mysterio, and they didn't even catch heat for that, but they caught heat for this, so that's good though. And hopefully
the fans love you. The fans love you, right?
And that's the downside. Yeah,
the Street Profits
they were all black.
They are superstars. I just want them to get their shine.
Too.
I want them to get their due. It's rare I say this. I want the good old fashioned conventional tag team storyline of them winning. They beat everyone. They start fighting with each other. They split up. They both go on a singles run. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see.
You want to see them split up? You want to see them split up?
In a good year or two.
In a good way.
In a good way.
The way Enzo and Cass split up, the way Edge and Christian split up, the way all the big tag teams have ever split up through time, they're good. One of them thinks he's better, and then he goes on, he does a single run, and then like they fight good guy versus bad guy,
Right,
and
the
then that
Usos
launches
split
their
up.
career. And then we'll wait 3 years. One of them's gonna get beat up in the ring, and then the other one's gonna come. Big pop from the crowd. The Street Profits are back.
Right. I
I'm
just feel like
thinking,
I
I'm thinking
Usos-
10 years down the line.
That always
I always feel
happens. The
bad.
Usos did that.
Yeah.
Look at
I
the
just feel
Usos.
bad because I feel like it's always one that's always pushed more than like how
Montez Ford.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like
Montez
yeah,
Ford.
yeah, but I feel like Dawkins has
He's
improved
great.
in ring. Yeah, I feel
He's
like he heard those
He
rumors
is good,
and he
but he's just not
improved.
Montez Ford.
He's just not Montez Ford.
I mean,
Just like with the
I don't know.
Usos, Jimmy,
And
Jey
that's a
is not-
shame. And that's a shame because
Jey's not what?
both of those guys,
He's
if they
over,
were
but
in a different
in ring
situation,
work, he not Jimmy.
because that's the thing.
Crazy to
I'm gonna give Motor
Jimmy's
City
been
Machine
getting
Guns
over
all
on
the
me.
credit. I love Motor
Me
City
too.
Machine Guns. I grew up watching him wrestle, but there is even Pretty Deadly in the ring
It's
isn't
good.
as cringy as the Motor City Machine Guns are. They are by far the cringiest team. They look like they're talking to the camera, but they're not actually talking. It looks like they're just mouthing words, like in silence. It's like that TNA thing. In terms of overall charisma, the Street Profits on a whole other level. You watch
I
them in the
agree.
ring, you listen to them on the mic, both of them, they got the look. BFAB did a great job in the Women's Royal Rumble. Listen, that team needs to get, they need to shine. They did the whole thing with Bobby Lashley. It didn't work out. Now have him turn heel, have him run havoc through everyone. That's what I want to see. I'm not sure about everyone, but
I
that's
agree.
what I want to see.
I want to see.
I agree. But push BFAB. I feel so bad. I feel like she has so much potential. I need them to push her to
It's
the moon
so
like how they
much-
did Bianca Belair.
Yeah,
Like
same
they
thing
pushed
with
Bianca
Zelina
Belair
Vega.
to the moon. Like,
But see, that's the
BFAB
good problem with the WWE because we all like somebody, and you see how you say push BFAB. No, I agree too, but like it's always gonna be somebody where we be like, yo, push this person. So like that's kind of the good and the bad problem the WWE is having though. But like it's like I want to see BFAB push too, but it's like yo, it's so many superstars and so much time that you could do. You know what I mean? On the men and the women's side.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
It is what
So
it is.
DIY
It is what it
coming out
is.
on top, regaining
Because the
champions.
Street Profits came out and distracted them. And the
Mhm.
reason is because they want to be able to fight DIY because DIY is the reason behind all the chaos and for that happening. So I feel like they're gonna do a triple threat between them.
I'm ready to see that. I think that's gonna be great.
They should do a ladder match too. Make it a ladder triple threat match.
Could have did that months ago. They could have did that months ago though.
A fatal four-way
Four-way
tag team ladder match.
something. Yeah, do it. They should do and the
Street Profits,
win.
DIY,
Win.
Motor City
Yep.
Machine Guns,
Mhm.
and I'll probably say
Pretty deadly.
I like pretty. Don't get me wrong. I like Pretty Deadly. I think they're really good in the ring. I think they're very underrated. However, in the last few weeks, Berto and Garza have been impressing the living shit out of me in the ring. They're hitting hard.
Are they babyface now? I think they're pushing them as babyfaces now.
I don't know.
But that's the beauty about the tag team
though.
division. We're not sure.
Yeah,
sometimes they get boots, sometimes they get cheered, sometimes they get boots.
Because they teamed them up with they did an 8-man and they teamed them
Yeah.
up with the Motor City Machine Guns. I figured they was trying to turn them good. I'm like, okay.
That division's heating up. I think they didn't get time and now they're getting time. I'm all for it because there's those tag teams, all the tag teams that I mentioned, they're really fucking good. Sorry for my language, but they're really good. They've been putting on solid matches. Let's showcase that more now. We need to start pushing in that direction, and we need to start seeing more time. I want to see a qualification match for the number one contenders. I want to see. Let's get that going a little bit.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's move on to the ladder match, the undisputed WWE Championship match between Cody Rhodes.
A lot.
I'm so happy it's over.
And Kevin
Owens.
I'm so happy this is over. A lot.
Longest feud ever. I can't.
I'm like, it wasn't that long. I like this match a lot. Also, we gotta sometimes I feel like we get ahead of ourselves, and I feel like no lie, this Cody run has been good. Like I enjoyed his feuds and his matches. Like, am I the only one?
This is his best one. No. This is his best one. This is the one that makes the most sense for him.
You said it was to him and AJ Styles. Now it's this one.
That's what
I'm saying. His
this
matches get better. This match is awesome.
This whole feud with Kevin
It was
Owens.
awesome.
Let me tell you to you like this. I wasn't there for when Kevin Owens started in WWE. I wasn't watching wrestling. Okay. I wasn't there when he was there in NXT. I wasn't watching it. Okay. Yes, I've watched matches from him in NXT, Ring of Honor, WWE.
Did you see him in the Samoa Joe show face off?
I've seen all of that stuff. I found that the character Kevin Owens was the best I've ever seen him.
This version,
this character of Kevin Owens was
Cody sucks eggs.
Phenomenal. The T-shirt,
Canadian son of a security systems engineer.
I'm gonna say something, and I want all three of you to let me talk when I say this now. Okay. Kevin Owens on the mic, phenomenal. Sami Zayn on the mic, atrocious. Okay. You see the difference in the ring?
I get it.
I'm gonna put them both equal. Okay, because they both do a really great job in the ring. Okay. Kevin Owens has so much more charisma, so much more well put together energy. Okay. He is able to tell a story within the match. Okay. The guy is just really great at crafting a heel persona. Okay. With this, he could become a babyface in less than a minute. Back to a heel. He has that in him. He is great at that. Okay. That's what I love about Kevin Owens. And that's the difference between him and a lot of wrestlers, not just the Sami Zayn guy, but between a lot of wrestlers. He's able to do that. He's able to have that switch. It's believable. He's a believable heel. And I've gained so much respect for him. So much respect for him in the last couple of months. What he's able to do with that Cody Rhodes storyline. To the point where I'm like, I want Kevin Owens to win. I want Kevin Owens to be the heavyweight, the undisputed champion. I want Kevin Owens to be on top. He looks good with that belt. And to me, it wasn't that believable until now. What I saw he was able to do, because yes, Cody Rhodes had great matches with AJ Styles. Trap, you're right. That was my favorite feud. He was in my top 5 matches. But look at just him against Kevin Owens. It was believable.
Believable. That's what I'm saying. This Cody Rhodes run, I think we kind of jumped the gun because he's like, oh, Cody Rhodes is boring, but I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying the Cody Rhodes feud. I mean, his run, his title run, has been good.
But here's my thing though.
His match has been A+ to me. I have no problem with it.
Cavallo.
But here's the thing with this feud, right? Because I'm not against the feud. I just feel like if you're gonna drag it as long as Triple H did or Creative did, I feel like they shouldn't have made Kevin Owens lose every time.
I agree.
I feel like if Cody Rhodes beat him the first 2 times, why would I believe that Kevin Owens is gonna win the 3rd and 4th? Or why would I be interested in seeing it again when it's just the same match? Like,
you got to understand that the second one was controversial, so that's kind of like, he didn't really. That's why the whole thing with the belt, because remember, he had the 3, but the referee was knocked out. I can understand if he just beat him clean all 3 times, then you make it, but he didn't really beat him clean all 3 times. So that's why this 3rd match is needed for controversy, and that's why he had the belt.
Which one was controversial? Remind me.
The one with the Saturday Night's Main Event with the chair. And remember, Cody Rhodes used the chair, and then he pushed it out, and then that's why he was like, he cheated, and then he was like, I should be the champion. So that's what I'm saying. They used the controversial to make it so he didn't really beat him clean. So that's why Kevin Owens was going around saying, I'm really the champion. I won. Remember, he hit him with the finisher, but the referee was knocked out, and they counted 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's why led to the ladder match. That happens
all the time, though. You can't say it's controversial because the referee was down.
For Cody using the chair, though.
That's what I'm saying. And for
Cody using the chair. Cody isn't the type of.
But that's controversial because he ended up using the chair?
For Kevin Owens seeing that a guy like Cody.
You can't say that I'm the champion if the referee counted 1, 2, 3. Now I can see if his shoulders up or his foot was on the rope, the referee didn't see it. But the referee hit 1, 2, 3 and your shoulders down. I don't think that's controversial. Now that might be out of character.
The referee counted from outside.
But the whole thing.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
the whole thing with Kevin Owens is that he built his character based on friendship, anger, and basically looking at Cody Rhodes and being, hey, you used the chair to beat me. I had you beat that evening, but you had to use a chair to beat me. I'm the true champion.
Right.
Stealing the belt, putting him, giving him the pile driver. Right?
Yeah.
Like that was cinema.
Amazing.
That was
stuff.
well put together for him. And to your point, Cavallo, Kevin Owens should have won at least one of those matches. He should have won, whether it was winning dirty
DQ,
or something. He should have won one of those matches, or he should have taken the title from him last night at the Royal Rumble. Kevin Owens should have won that match. Kevin Owens probably should have won against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania to have the final match, and then Cody Rhodes obviously beats him, or have a triple threat match, bring back Randy Orton and have a triple threat match between those three and make Randy win the belt instead of Cody. There's so much more story that you can put into it that I don't know in which direction they're going to, because the way the match ended last night with Cody coming up on top and getting both belts after he gave him the Alabama Slam on
my God, what a match.
Destroying.
When Kevin Owens hit Cody with the fucking brain buster, I thought he was dead. I'm like, oh, they dead. Then the Alabama Slam, like you said, and he folded through the ladder. I was like, holy shit.
And having Sami Zayn come out and being with Kevin Owens, because
so now that's the next feud.
We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen.
Feud. That's going to be the next feud at Mania, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
Make it make sense.
No, but you forget about Randy Orton, though. I'm pretty sure Randy Orton will come back soon if fight WrestleMania.
Hopefully.
I forgot about Randy Orton.
Think of it this way.
Yeah, I forgot about Randy Orton. I forgot about Jade Cargill.
Put this up in the clouds. Put this up in the clouds. What's next for Cody Rhodes? What's going to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, and where are they going to put Cody Rhodes, and who is going to come out and confront Cody Rhodes? I'm gonna wait to see, because right now there's a lot of question marks. Derek,
it's gonna be Damian Priest. I'm telling you, it's gonna be Damian.
Oh fuck! I hope not.
I would not watch.
Shaking your head.
It's gonna be Damian Priest.
You agree, Derek? You agree on that?
It's gonna be Damian Priest or Jacob Fatu.
Thank you.
I would go for Jacob Fatu. It makes more sense.
I'm just tired of having Kevin Owens lose. Listen, I'm just tired of Kevin Owens losing. To Steven's point, in the ring, he is one of the most brutal yet safe superstars. He's not out there to hurt you, but he makes it look like he wants to hurt you. He's also one of the rare superstars that doesn't have the whole pre-made move set. You never know what he's going to do next. He never does the same setup. He always does different things. Listen, there's a reason why he uses the stunner as a finishing. There's a reason why Stone Cold Steve Austin fought him at WrestleMania. There's a reason for that. It's because it's the closest thing the WWE right now has to a Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Stone Cold Steve Austin won fucking matches. So can we please have Kevin Owens win some matches? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Cody took what? One bump. Kevin Owens was the one taking all the bumps, where he should have been the one delivering him all that. Why? Because we're protecting Cody Rhodes. Stop protecting Cody Rhodes. Stop. If you want us to believe that he's a fighting champion, you want us to believe that he deserves to wear that gold, he needs to take the bumps. He needs to come back from worse, not delivering the worst. He needs to be on the receiving end of a fucking beatdown. And right now it's not happening. It's absolutely not happening. He gets angry with his little lisp, and all of a sudden we're supposed to believe he's a big, bad, tough guy. He's not. He's a baby face. Guess what? The baby face get beat. They get beat. They bleed. They get punished. And right now he's punishing everyone, bloody. And it's not working.
Yeah.
And it's just not working. I'm not convinced. I am not convinced. I'm not saying that his feuds are bad. I just don't believe in Cody Rhodes. I have no problem with Cody Rhodes in the ring. I have no problem with Cody. I just don't believe Cody Rhodes the champion, because every time Cody Rhodes fights, I'm like, oh, they're just gonna have Cody Rhodes win again.
I
And
agree.
it's unfortunate. it's
It's
really
another John
unfortunate.
Cena.
That's
It's
how I
another
felt
John
about.
Cena back in the day. I was like, oh, John Cena's gonna win. Like I feel like whenever they have the face of the company, I feel like they always make that
So what
person.
about with Roman Reigns for 4 years? Oh, he
I
gonna
like that.
win.
I knew he's gonna win too. I
Oh,
never
Different.
I was
doubted
about to
that.
say.
I've been critical of that before too. Like
Oh, okay, I'm about to say. All right.
just
So then
Steven
as
and I
long
have
as
been
it's
critical of
consistent.
this whole like, hey, being a champion for a year kind of
Yeah, I
bullshit.
don't like
No,
that. Yeah, I don't like that.
Get
Bring it
rid
back
of
to the
that.
old days.
But
I
it
don't
made
like that.
sense. But it made sense with his feud
For
with
four
Cody
years?
Rhodes. No, I'm talking about. It made sense with his feud with Cody Rhodes, like the ending, like how it all ended, like all his past people coming out and how he finally like finished the story and stuff. It made sense for him being champion for you. I'm not saying
yes,
that I agree with it, but
yes,
it helped the storyline. Is what I'm
but
saying.
it's unfortunate that
It's
they
unfortunate,
keep
yeah.
saying how they're gonna like, like Gunther's supposed to be invincible. It's Gunther. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like Gunther, he's bigger, he's bigger, he's stronger than almost everyone he's gonna step in the ring with. Cody is not that. If Cody steps in a ring with a guy like the prize fighter, like Kevin Owens, like the match with AJ Styles makes sense. They're sort of the same size, it's sort of the same style. I get it. But a match in which the other guy is known to be ruthless and he's known to be a menace, it's not, in my head, it doesn't compute that Cody Rhodes is the one dishing out the most damage. I mean, he flipped Kevin Owens over his shoulder and Kevin Owens fell on the side of the ladder. Like that was nasty. Like I saw that, I was like, that took my breath away, and I wasn't even the one receiving that bump. Then the Alabama slam and all that kind of jazz.
Mhm.
I was like, it
If
doesn't make
Cody was left
sense.
bloody, if Cody would have took like most of the beating and was
Yeah.
left bloody and then like
And
came
one
back and then won, then it would have been perfect. But like you
fantastic. I would
said,
have
he
no
gave out
issue.
like you said, he gave out most of the whipping like a baby face. Instead of the heel doing all the work, like Cody Rhodes was supposed to be bloody, exhausted, like
Yeah.
couldn't go up the ladder, like he was supposed to look like that. And then it would have made more sense. So I agree with you on that, Derek.
But
Like,
even the way that the finish happened was kind of
right.
awkward. Like we saw Kevin Owens was down, and then normally like the superstar goes up the ladder, doesn't really have issue with unclipping it. You know what I'm saying? Like he just unclips it, and he kept looking over his shoulder as if like he was expecting Kevin Owens to
Sami
stand up and
Zayn,
come
or maybe
the whole
Sami
time.
Zayn,
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly. Sami Zayn was there doing nothing, so I was like, because as soon as I saw Cody go up and Sami Zayn was there, and then Sami Zayn saw the Alabama slam, I was like, this is it. This is, we get Sami Zayn turning heel, betraying like Cody. We're getting that, and we didn't get it. I felt like that was a missed opportunity. But hey, I'm not the one booking the matches. I'm not the one doing this stuff. So
I don't know.
it is what it is.
Let's see where this whole Cody Rhodes storyline is gonna go and what's next for
Overall,
Cody
good
Rhodes.
match though. I'm not complaining. Good match. It got a
Are y'all
this is awesome
interested in
champ.
him as a champion though? Like are
I
y'all
am. I'm not
behind
mad
it?
at it.
Okay.
Like I said, as long as he don't get it, like as long as we don't get them 300 and something, like
I
400
just
and
feel like I
something
don't look
days.
forward to him like how I did with Roman Reigns. Maybe because Roman Reigns was gone a lot. I don't know. But I just feel like as a champion, I don't look forward to him. Like his promos, his matches. I mean, it depends on who he's fighting. Like Kevin Owens is a good fighter. So
He just always put on
I'm
good
sure.
matches, so I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but I feel like it also depends on who he's fighting. Like I feel like him and AJ Styles is a great wrestler, so I feel like the match is going to be good.
But I
Kevin
feel
Owens
like
is a great
Cody,
fighter. I know it's going to be good. It depends
but
on
it's
who he's
not even
fighting. I feel
that.
like.
Not even Cody could in the ring work. He can make anybody look good. I think that's the advantage that Cody has. Cody is a good worker. He can work with anybody, small, big. So I give him that.
Next match, boys. We're gonna move forward. And before anybody speaks, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. The men's 30-man Royal Rumble.
I thought it was good.
I didn't ask my question yet, Trap.
I know.
Starting with Derek. Okay. No why, just yes or no. Are you happy with the outcome of the Royal Rumble for the men's 30-man Royal Rumble?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Cavallo, are you
Yes.
happy? You're happy. Figured. Trap, are you happy with the winner?
No, but I understand it. But no.
Okay.
I'll explain why. I know where they're going.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask myself, am I
Of
happy?
course, Cavallo said yeah.
Am I happy
Haters.
with the winner? Absolutely not. Now, we're gonna get into the match. We're gonna get into what happened, the outcome, where it's going to go. You get 30 men coming into that ring. Okay. This is probably one of the most stacked, if not the most stacked Royal Rumble.
That's what I'm saying.
In terms of names. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's name 10 right now. Let's
You got Rey Mysterio at number 1 and Penta.
I'm not talking about Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is not a top athlete. He is not in this conversation trap. Don't get me pissed off with that.
Athlete?
He is not in
Roman
any
Reigns.
way. Thank you.
Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Digga Fatu. You got John Cena,
Drew McIntyre, John Cena.
Thank you. Come on,
Jey Uso. Who else? Who else is in there? I think that's it. That's
Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker.
No, the Miz is not a top athlete.
The Miz not top guy.
A two-time Grand Slam champion is not a top guy?
No, he's not.
Damn,
not in 2025. No, he's not.
That's crazy.
He's not.
We named about 10. Am I wrong or am I right? We named about 10.
No,
did any of you guys name Jey Uso now in this conversation?
Yes, I named him.
Yeah, but Cavallo, that is not
Andrade.
Thank you. There is so many. There is so many names. There is so many names that come to mind. There is so many names that come to mind of top WWE superstars before we think of the winner of the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match.
Steven, you know what's so crazy to me? And I'm gonna say this as calmly as possible. We just had this conversation in the beginning of the podcast. So I can't wait till it come out so you can rewatch it. We just had a discussion on how you didn't like when legends come back, or you didn't like when people return and win, or when someone who isn't active don't win. Like you want new people because they always are like the same few people, like Stone Cold, Rock, Triple H, blah blah blah. You have someone who's been active, who the crowd is behind. You're upset that he wins, but you wouldn't have been upset if Roman Reigns won or John Cena won, who has been gone for years, who can't even wrestle anyways, who I don't care about. But you're mad that someone who's active, which was your point in the beginning of the pod, that you wanted someone who's active in the Rumble, who's active and the crowd is behind. You're upset that he won the Royal Rumble? Who's going to be the future of the business?
I don't think he's gonna be the future of the business. It's impossible.
It's already starting. What are you talking about? He's big. He's popular. He's already starting
because he is good with.
Valo, if by your standard, Jey Uso is going to be the future, I could show up to WWE tomorrow with just 3 moves, and I'll be a fucking top superstar. I'll be a top superstar. I'll super kick, I'll spear, and I'll splash someone. Right. I'll have some tattoos. I'll have some catchy gimmick.
He's one of the future. Him, Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker, they are the future of the business. Whether you like his in-ring or not, that's just what it is. Whether y'all like him or not, that's what it is.
So I'm going to ask you a question, Cavallo. You think that if you put Jey Uso in the main event of WrestleMania,
okay, like one or two, because not just one
doesn't
main
matter.
Event.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
You think if he beats the championship that he is the champion, that he is going to face, that he is going to be able to carry the company into the next level, that he is going to be championship material, that he is able to.
I think that if Damian Priest could be the world champion and have a successful reign, I feel like Jey Uso can definitely do that as well.
Damian Priest is good in the ring,
right?
What? Okay.
Damian Priest can have well-oiled.
You think Jey Uso is good in the ring?
Okay.
Cavallo.
Uso gave Drew McIntyre his worst match.
Y'all cannot like
Jey Uso. That's fine. I understand what you're saying.
Good.
He's popular. He's over. I get what you're saying. As far as the business, he put the belt on the over guy, but at the same time, his in-ring work is atrocious, and it's going to expose him soon.
It's not atrocious. It's not the best. He's not a flip kick kind of. It's not atrocious. Like, let's not be dramatic.
You think he's good on the mic? You think Jey Uso is good on the mic?
No, I don't think he's great on the mic. I don't like how he stops it and talks. I don't think he's good on the mic. But I feel like he's kind of like how LA Knight is. He's popular and he has okay matches. I don't think LA Knight's a great wrestler. It has great moves.
He has better wrestling matches than Jey Uso.
He can
have a match. No, he's not. They're on the same level. No, he's not.
No, they're not.
No, he's not. LA Knight has like 3 moves. LA Knight has 3 moves. What are you talking about?
All right, man.
Are we watching the same matches? Like, what is going on?
Y'all
so against Jey Uso? That is obvious. Like, that's crazy.
That's really Jey Uso. No,
that's crazy.
Really
they both are. Tell me 5 LA Knight moves. Tell me 5 LA Knight moves, please.
Well, we don't have to name the moves. The thing is, we don't want to name LA Knight moves. The
Of
thing we
course,
don't
I'm
want to
sure.
name all the moves that LA Knight's using, but we can
He
name
doesn't have a
three
lot.
moves
That's the
that
point.
No, we can name the 3 moves that Jey Uso is using because that's
Right.
all
You
he
missing
uses
the
is those
whole
3
point.
moves.
Right.
Okay.
That's the whole point.
Look,
You can name
Okay.
his 3 moves.
I
Okay.
don't mind Jey Uso. Okay, I don't
Right.
mind Jey Uso being mid-card level, okay, having those matches, okay? I don't mind him coming out, everybody getting excited. You need that guy. You need somebody like
Of
that in your
course.
business. You
LA
absolutely
Knight,
need it.
LA Knight should have got the Jey Uso push 2 years ago. When LA Knight was as big as he was coming out, LA Knight should have got this push that Jey Uso got now. Or at least win the money in the bank or something.
Okay,
That's what you do when somebody's over. And
what
LA
And
Knight can actually wrestle and put on good matches.
what is Jey
Jey
Uso
Uso
gonna
just
do?
yeet.
What is
yeah,
Jey
that's
Uso gonna
crazy
do
as hell.
besides yeet and get the crowd to be with him? What else is he gonna do?
And I'm gonna believe he's
Have
supposed
a
to
good
be
match.
Gunther.
You can't
What
have a good
good
match.
match? He gave
Okay.
Drew McIntyre his
That's
one of
one
his worst
match. That's one
matches.
match. That's one match. You keep saying that one
And then
match.
the match afterward with Gunther again. I'm like, damn, how many times you gonna beat Gunther gonna beat him?
The same amount of times Cody Rhodes going to be Kevin Owens. Like, it just happens. We know Gunther's not going to win right now. So why is it? But it's that y'all so against Jey Uso that y'all don't
We're
even
not
realize
against Jey
that the same
Uso.
thing happened with other
Nah, I
people,
said
and
the
it's
same.
okay. So,
No, I'm not
but it's
against Jey
okay.
Uso. You wrong. You don't
No, you're
understand.
wrong. But y'all can be haters on that side. I
Being
support Jey
against
Uso, and I like that he won. So we
saying
can
that he's
move
not
on
a
to the next
good
question.
saying that he's not a good ring worker is not hating and it's not against him. That's just facts. He's not a good
That's your
in-ring
fact, and not
worker.
everybody agree with that. That's your fact. But moving
No,
on.
a lot of people
Who
agree.
else?
Look,
Who else came back during the Royal Rumble?
hold on a second. Before we get into that, I know what they're trying to do with the Jey Uso character. They're trying to make Jey Uso for the kids, which he already is, and he's established himself as that. They're trying to make him into the John Cena level, okay? And to be over that much, to at some point be against. Okay, that's what they're trying to do with him. Jey Uso is there for the kids. My son loves Jey Uso. Do you know?
You think he's only for the kids? You don't see the whole entire stadium with men included on their feet doing like the when come out?
A grown man wearing a
Everyone is
pink
doing it.
t-shirt
Yeah.
anywhere between 30 and 50 is an issue. Now, get back to what I was trying to tell you. I had a conversation with my son. My son was ecstatic that Jey Uso won. Why? My son is now watching the wrestling in-ring performance of Jey Uso. He's just getting excited when Jey Uso is coming out, and he has a catchphrase that's yeet. They are building him for kids.
Okay.
He is not for guys like Trap. He is not for guys like Derek. He is not for guys like me. I don't think he should be for guys like you, Cavallo. I understand why you're for him. I get it. Go for it. I'm happy. I'm happy that we can have these conversations where it's 3 against 1. Okay. It's just that there is no longevity with Jey Uso. There is none. He had one of the worst WrestleMania matches of all time in 2024.
And he came back and he's on top. So
he's
what
on
does that
top
tell you?
because he has a catchphrase.
He came back and he's on top.
And he has a catchphrase. And he's for the kids. There's a lot of kids. There's a lot of children that watch wrestling.
I hate that he ignoring factors. He act like Jey Uso been putting on good matches. Like he's not good in the ring, bro.
He is good in the ring. Just because he had one bad match doesn't make it not good. You just don't like him. It's okay. We don't like the same people. That's fine.
I just don't think, and I want to get to Derek quick after this. I just don't think they are pushing the right people to where Jey Uso is right now. Okay. There is, again, 10. I said, let's name 10. We named 10. Let's name 15. We'll name 15. Let's name 20. We'll name 20, 25, 30, and on. We can name so many people that can be pushed to the top that will do a really good job at being at that level.
But you said name 10, and we named 10 people that's already at the top. We named Roman Reigns and CM Punk, who's already top guys. You cannot compare Roman Reigns, who's been the champion for 4 years, to Jey Uso.
Who won?
Huh?
Who won the Royal Rumble? Did Roman Reigns win?
Not this year, no. Which was my point. No.
Did Rollins win?
They shouldn't have. They're already top guys.
So what you're telling me, those are all guys that Roman Reigns has already won. No, Roman Reigns has already won. Cena's already won. Rollins has already won. McIntyre's already won. Those are all guys that have won the Royal Rumble. You're telling me right now that Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble, he's better than the 4 guys I just mentioned?
Better? What you mean? Better how?
Better.
Better. Is he better?
Wrestler.
Why are you acting like it's a hard
I don't think he's
question?
better, and I don't think he's better than those guys. But I think he could be in that conversation as a superstar. Yeah.
But
Not
so
to
you're
that level.
so you agree that he's not better than those four, and you also agree that he's not that great on the mic.
Yeah, I don't
So
understand.
what is he good
I'm
at?
confused. So that's what I'm confused
Just because
at.
he's not better than four guys doesn't mean that he's the worst.
Okay, but
You name four guys
those are main
out
eventers.
of a heavy
Those are main
roster.
eventers.
And he's
Okay.
main event Jey Uso.
He's going to main event. He's going to main event. So now
Okay.
the question becomes is so there's two main events, right? There's the two championships, one on each night, correct?
Yeah.
Right now, Jey Uso is going to main event one of those matches. And you agreed with us that he's not better than the four guys that I mentioned, and I left out some.
And he's not good on the mic.
So how does it make sense that he's main event?
Give him some. What are you talking about? Because he's getting better. You have to push the guys.
No.
You have to push them and let them get a chance to be big. You name Roman Reigns, who's been on top for over a decade. You cannot compare someone who's been solo for 10 years to someone who's only been solo for 2 years.
Of course I can. How long has Jey Uso?
Give him a
How
chance
long?
to be in the top
No.
spot.
No. How long has Jey?
In the top spot? You haven't given a chance.
You can't put a guy in the top spot. Okay. You look at Roman Reigns. You look at John Cena. You look at Drew McIntyre. You look at Seth Rollins, former United States champion, former tag team champions, former whatever the fuck it is. The way you push a superstar to the top of the roster is you have him win United States or Intercontinental Championship. He goes on this run the way they did with LA Knight, the way they did with Seth Rollins, the way they did with Cena. And then if he's able to carry that belt and be a draw, then you push him to the main event. Then you have him compete because then he's believable. He has held a championship for more than 6 months and he's believable in the main event. Jey Uso had the US championship for how long?
The Intercontinental champion?
Intercontinental, whichever one it was. 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay, so Derek, this question's for you, right?
Yeah.
Let's compare. I'm gonna just choose the people you named because you named them, right?
Yeah.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Let's compare his promo work and his in-ring work from 2015 when he won to now. Is it better? Yes, it is. I'm answer it for you. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Now let's compare Drew McIntyre's in-ring work and promos back then to now. Is it better?
No.
Yes, it is. You just said a few pods ago that his promo work is his best now.
His promo work is his best now
because y'all be talking and y'all be going back.
Okay.
Everybody that you named has improved on the mic and in the ring. What are you talking about?
But Jey Uso been in that
for
song
2 years.
Okay, Cavallo. Did you watch SmackDown?
How long?
Did you watch SmackDown, Cavallo?
Yeah, I watched SmackDown. Yes.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the Jey Uso promo on SmackDown?
I wouldn't give it a 10, but I wouldn't give it a 1.
What would you give it?
He said what? 6 words with 10 pauses? Come on, man. Like we gotta look objectively at what it is. Chad Gable is better on the mic and in the ring than Jey Uso, and he's not getting that push.
A lot of people are.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
I don't think that he's world champion material. Rather he's better than Jey Uso. I don't think he's world champion. Him winning the Royal Rumble, he's not ready. But my point was that people can improve. Like people can improve. I just gave you horrendous on the mic, and they pushed it.
But my thing is, Jey Uso been in as long as Roman Reigns, but as a tag team, man, has he improved? His ring work still. He only is good with his brother.
He wasn't even talking when he was a tag team back in the day.
But that's the point.
What are you talking about?
But still, though, his ring work ain't improved. His promos ain't improved.
It has improved. He's finally get a chance to talk. Just like Drew McIntyre has improved. He's finally able to talk. Roman Reigns is finally able to talk. He's working with Paul Heyman. People improve with who they're working with.
Of course.
Okay, then. So let him over time improve.
Keep saying overtime to win. Overtime is win.
More than 2 years, like everybody else.
Trap, agree or disagree with me? Is Jey Uso
more than 2 years.
Is Jey Uso main event championship material? Yes or no?
No, he's just over with the kids.
Derek,
his in-ring work is not good.
Is Jey Uso main
I don't
event
understand.
championship
You know what
material?
I don't understand about Cavallo? He said he's not good on the mic, and he's not good in the ring.
I asked Derek
the best on the mic. I think he's bad.
Derek, yes or no? Jey Uso main event championship material? Yes or no?
I'm not answering that question. What do you think the answer is?
No. Cavallo, is Jey Uso main event championship material?
Yes, I believe so.
Good. I'm gonna ask myself. no, let's move forward
Yeah, let's
because
move
it
forward.
makes absolutely no sense. Hey, good for him. He won. I'm happy he won. Unfortunately, he will not be able to carry this championship title, this whatever he's doing into
You know what I feel like they're gonna
to the
do?
next
He's just a
level.
buffer. He's just a buffer in between those main event guys. They're gonna use him to quote unquote beat Gunther because that's the story. He never beat Gunther. He's gonna get his story, and then he's gonna lose it real fast, and then that's it.
And that's a
he's gonna
shame.
be right. That's what I'm saying. He's
And
gonna
that's
be
a
the
shame.
guy that because they don't want to use one of the main guys to beat
And
Gunther, so
that's
they're
a
gonna
shame.
use him as a stepping stone, and then he's gonna lose to either Punk, Rollins, or Reign, and then
And
that's
that's
gonna
a shame.
and that's what
That's a
I'm saying.
shame.
And that's a shame. And that's my point. That's the point you're trying to make. And this is the guy
Slow
that you
push.
want as
A
your
slow
champion.
push. Have
Exactly.
him win the
Or he
United
can
States
keep the
Championship.
title and not lose to those guys and be pushed.
Hey,
If that was the case, he would have been the Intercontinental Champion still.
you guys,
Or he can win the Royal Rumble
Baby steps. Baby
and win the
steps.
world title.
at the end of the
But
day,
you're right,
we're
so moving
just
on. So
at the end of the day, we're gonna move forward because we're just four douchebags that have different opinions on Jey Uso.
there you go.
At the end of the
That
day,
doesn't make
we're just
sense.
gonna let's
There you go.
just see what the work is gonna be and where we go with this. Because I'll be honest with you guys, last year something big happened. What happened last year is the fans spoke. The fans came out and said, "Hey, this is not the main event we want. This is not the feud we want. We want something different." And it happened that way. And I'll be honest with you, nobody wants to turn in WrestleMania 41, whether you're 10 years old or whether you're 55 years old,
Exactly.
and say, hey,
That's
I'm going
not
to
true.
watch tonight Gunter versus Jey Uso.
Jey Uso.
Hey,
That's not true.
it's 15
make-
minutes into the match.
He's gonna
Nothing's
he's gonna
happening.
make Gunther look bad. That's horrible.
Okay.
That's horrible.
Boys,
That's so horrible, man.
I want to hear, starting with Derek, I want to hear your favorite part of that men's Royal Rumble. There was a lot going on. There was a lot of different storylines mixing in, a lot of different storylines continuing, a lot of exciting factors. I was excited from the beginning till the end. I was hyped to see people come out. I was hyped to see the last 10 like those guys being in there because those are the top guys. And
Joe Hendry getting a big pop, 70,000 people singing "I Believe in Joe Hendry." Come on, man.
I don't like that guy anyway, but
Trash.
that's besides the point.
There's 70,000 people singing Joe Hendry.
You don't like nobody who's popular, I see.
No, I just don't like guys that aren't good.
What, Joe Hendry? Really? Dad bod Ryan Gosling? Really? That's the guy? No.
Dad bod
Ryan Gosling. Really. Anyway, overall thoughts.
Funny.
I think the superstars that are the future of the business showcase that they're the future of the business. I know Carmelo Hayes has been on a losing streak, but goddamn, that guy's money. Chad Gable did a really, really good job. Braun Breaker was an absolute monster, an absolute destroyer. Jacob Fatu was absolutely insane. And then we know the known values. You know, we speak about the Roman Reigns, the Seth Rollins, the Drew McIntyres. We speak about those guys because we know what we get when we get those guys. We know we're going to get good quality. We know we're going to get entertainment. We know we're going to get major pushes, major storylines. I'm all for it. However, for me, what stole the show were the younger guys. It was the Braun Breakers and the Carmelo Hayes. Those guys, for me, stole the show because of what they could do.
It's the future.
Even
they carried the Rumble.
Even Logan Paul.
Yeah, I love Logan Paul. Yo,
Logan Paul.
Great.
I don't like Logan Paul.
Logan
like
Paul
the
is great in the ring.
The person Logan Paul.
Of course.
But I cannot overstate how hated he is faces, and how much it carries over to the wrestling ring. And I was watching Royal Rumble with my girlfriend. It was her first time watching a WWE premium live event. She had never watched one before. She had watched it because we watched the
Saturday night main event.
No, we watched the Raw Netflix thing, and then she really wanted to see John Cena come in. She was really wanted to see John Cena win. Made perfect sense. That's what John Cena was there for. It was to get the casuals in to tune in, right? That's the whole point. And then as the match kept creeping out, and as Logan Paul came in at 30, I was like, if WWE are the infinite trolls that they are, and they want the world to tune in terms of just and absolute hate the roof of someone, they have
Oh,
Logan
yeah,
Paul
Logan Paul.
eliminate John Cena, and the whole world would lose their
Oh yeah,
minds.
fact.
And I thought that that's what it was
I
going to
thought
be.
that was going to happen.
I was watching it. I was like, they're going to have Logan Paul win. They're going to have Logan Paul, John Cena. They're going to have Logan Paul win. And the whole world is going to be upset. We're going to talk about it on the podcast. Steven's going to get angry. I'm going to think it's what's probably best for business, because then that WrestleMania main event becomes out of this world money. It didn't happen.
I don't know why you're looking around, Cavallo. He can wrestle in the ring. You looking around,
main event person, a main event of WrestleMania? You say out of this world money? Who is he gonna fight?
Yeah.
That's WrestleMania main event worth.
He could fight Cody or Gunther. Or
Cavallo.
Why are you acting like he can't?
No. I'm not interested. But WrestleMania. Maybe main event for Royal Rumble, but WrestleMania is crazy.
That's not what it is. That's not what it is.
Okay.
How many people? I'm not included in this. Okay. Every time Jake Paul fights his brother, every time he fights in a boxing ring, how many people tune in and buy the pay-per-view to hopefully see him get knocked the fuck out?
A lot.
Millions of people. He gets people paid on a ridiculous scale. If his brother main events WrestleMania over a guy like John Cena that everyone wants to watch him win that 17th, everyone's going to tune in to hopefully see him getting smacked with a chair, getting him put through a table. It's people tune in to see a guy lose more than they see a guy win.
So you don't think it would be backlash? Like you don't think they would change it like how he did last year? You think if he wins, you think there's no backlash?
Oh no, because Logan Paul is too good at being a cocky son of a gun and being I'm the best. Listen, I did this to John Cena, legend, my ass. He's great at being a bad guy. He's great at it, and that was a missed opportunity. When I saw the match evolve and I saw Rollins, McIntyre, Reigns, Breaker, and I saw those guys, and I saw Paul staying, and then I saw John Cena staying. I'm like, this is where they're going with this. I could see this. This is where they're going. And then the improbable happened. It was Jey Uso that won. I was like, no. Regardless of what happened, I think there was a million other finishes. I think it did set up storylines. Rollins going absolutely unhinged on everyone. I think that was absolutely really, really good.
I love that.
On Punk, Paul Heyman reacting, Punk saying something to Paul Heyman as he was coming back. I think that was great.
That stomp he did to Roman Reigns on the floor. I thought Roman Reigns died.
I'm not sure
when he slipped and he stomped him with both feet.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, yo, Roman Reigns is dead, bro.
He was out. Like his face was in the fucking concrete. Or the mat.
But I'm not sure about the whole listen, I got no choice. I gotta talk about Drew. I'm not sure where we go with Drew at this point. Wait,
I'm cutting you. I'm cutting you off. Stop saying it that way. Say it with the anger that you spoke to me this morning about. Because you were angry, you were frustrated.
Funny. Stop. How you tell him to say angry?
It's the 7 stages of grief. I think I'm upset because, and I know this, I'm going to get a reaction out of Cavallo, and it's not the point. Cavallo,
why do you think that? I'm not going to give you a reaction.
No, I know I am. I'm
not. Go ahead, Derek.
I know I am, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not doing to anger you.
Okay.
I feel like Drew McIntyre's trajectory with WWE was skyrocketing, and then Raw's Netflix happens. He has an absolute dog shit of a match against Jey Uso, who wins the Royal Rumble. And now Drew McIntyre is doing this.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm not blaming Jey Uso. I'm not blaming Jey Uso. I'm just saying that the series of events for Drew McIntyre happened when he lost to Jey Uso. He loses to Jey Uso. Jey Uso doesn't eliminate him from the Royal Rumble. He doesn't get eliminated by Rollins, by Reigns, even though he was talking to Reigns this whole time. He's like, it started with you, it's going to end with you. We're like, oh shit, we might actually see Reigns, McIntyre at WrestleMania, maybe not for a championship, but just of like, let's get this show on the roll, let's get this pack in. We saw him go after Punk only to get eliminated by Priest. Like, how does that ever, how the hell does that make sense? He eliminated no one. eliminated zero superstars, gets eliminated by a priest, a guy that's on a different show. So you're not even setting up a storyline whatsoever. And now where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? We know if he fights Jey Uso because he feels like Jey Uso doesn't deserve it. Jey Uso is going to go main event WrestleMania. So guess what? Jey Uso is going to win anyway. So now, like, where are you going with a guy like Drew McIntyre? A guy that all of us, most of us anyway, a few years ago were like, this guy has been carrying the company on his back. He's been putting up good feuds. But now where do you go with him?
Yeah. What was he doing? What was he doing before the Raw on Netflix? What was he doing before that?
He had a match with, he was going after all the former member of the Bloodlines, and he was just laying waste to Sami Zayn. He was going after Jey Uso. That's what set up the Jey Uso Drew McIntyre thing. Match.
Right.
So like logically,
I just feel like ever since, because he was a part of the World Games match, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No, 2023. Not this one.
Not this one, right?
Not this one. Okay, so I feel like he hasn't been doing anything for a while. Because what was he doing at West Series?
He was fighting CM Punk last year, remember?
Yeah,
CM Punk was in the War Games match.
No,
I know that, but prior to
I'm
that.
talking about since November, like since a big PLE for the last few months, he was out.
No, he was going after, he's just been going after the bloodline. That's it.
Yeah.
Jey Uso, Sami Zayn.
So since he came back, that's all he did was go against Sami Zayn and Jey Uso.
Yeah.
He fought Punk. He fought Punk, and then coming back, he saw that Cody Rhodes teamed with the original Bloodline, and he started going after all the members of the original Bloodline. Okay.
I forgot he left after Bad Blood.
No.
Okay.
So like all this has been going on, and now that story is pretty much done. I mean, he's not even in the same show as any of those superstars, with the exception of Jey Uso. Now, Jey Uso, he's protected at this point because he's going to be main event in WrestleMania, so he can't go after him. Sami Zayn, he's off limits because now he's going to be with Kevin Owens and possibly have a feud there. So like that sort of puts Drew in a gray zone of Rollins is off the question because he's going after Punk and Reigns and all that kind of jazz. So now where does that put Drew? Now that puts Drew what in the crosshairs of Braun Breaker with no feud, no fight, no story whatsoever. I kind of find that it sucks. Personally,
you think they could build a feud from now to WrestleMania between him and Braun? You don't think anything can be built?
I don't want to see that. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I don't want to see him and Braun. It's a cool match. We could have it for about a couple of weeks.
Drew McIntyre should be world champion.
Drew McIntyre should be at the top. Drew McIntyre is the guy that's fucking right now. He should be dethroning Gunther. He should be dethroning Cody Rhodes.
That's what I'm saying.
Drew McIntyre is at that level. Drew McIntyre. You guys both listen to me what I'm about to say.
And then have either the feud between Seth and them. That's how it should be.
Drew McIntyre is the biggest heel. He's the biggest heel right now.
When you listen to the superstars, when you listen to all the superstars, whenever you listen to Punk, you listen to Rhodes, you listen to Rollins, you listen to all the main eventers. And whenever they talk about who the top superstars are in the business, because they do those promos every once in a while, they're like, oh, see, like, I'm going to fight guys like this and guys like that. Guess what? Drew McIntyre always gets mentioned. Right. But now the problem is that
nobody says Jey Uso.
But that has nothing to do with Jey Uso. Has
nothing
to do with Jey Uso.
I know that.
Everyone at the top mentions Drew McIntyre as being a guy at the top, but they're not booking him like a guy at the top.
Fact.
So, and I don't know I genuinely don't know what caused that. Is it the push and they feel like the fans are not behind them ever since Raw debuted on Netflix? Maybe that's what it is. Do I feel like his mic work is still good? Absolutely. Do I feel like his ring work is still good? Absolutely. I just don't understand how a guy like him, who's a former Royal Rumble winner, a former multiple-time world champion, I don't understand how he does not have a single elimination, and how the guy who throws him off the top rope, it's not even a guy he's
feuding
with, or is going to feud with, or has a title, or has gold, or has done anything significant in the past few months. I don't understand. If Punk eliminated him, made sense. Punk beat him. If Reigns eliminates him, makes sense. It's Reigns. If Jey Uso eliminates him, makes sense. Jey Uso beat him before. But Damian Priest,
maybe they might make them feud.
They can't. They're on two different shows.
But people have been on different shows for the past.
The transfer window is closed. Whatever the fuck that means. Anyway. That's all that's all I have to say. I don't want to rant about this too long. It just pisses me off because that's my guy right there. And I feel like they're just dropping the ball with him. I hope it's not the case. I hope I'm wrong. I hope there's a second win coming. I hope Triple H has something planned. But now,
I agree with you. I actually agree with you with your whole sentiment. I actually agree. I do think that he deserves more in the Royal Rumble. I actually
He
do.
should
As a
be a
heel,
champion.
I mean, I'm not saying that, but I agree that him as being like one of the top heels, I feel like he deserves more, especially since how
Fuck
he been,
just a heel, just a wrestler. He's a top guy, period. Heel a babyface. Drew McIntyre should be the champion. He should be, if anything, if you wanted to put a transition champion instead of Jey Uso, it should have been Drew McIntyre. He should
yeah.
have won the Rumble. He should have won the Fort Gunther, and then have him and the rest of those top guys figure it out. Seth Rollins, Roman, etc., CM Punk, and let them figure it out. Now we're gonna get a waste of a night because now we're gonna have to believe Jey Uso could beat Gunther, and that's gonna be his way of finishing the story. Because I don't know if you catch on, they throw little hints, and they kept mentioning Jey Uso never beat Gunther. Remember, he tried 3 times for the Intercontinental
They did
Champion.
that with Sami Zayn last year, and we
I
all believed, and he
understand that.
won. So
So,
I
so
didn't
now they're
believe.
gonna do
shut up, Steven.
exactly. So
You
so
never
now,
believe.
But they
but
had
the
that with
thing
Jey
is,
Uso and Drew McIntyre. Jey Uso had never beat Drew
that's what I'm
McIntyre, and then he
saying.
put on that
Then he
horrible
put on
match to
that
finally
horrible
beat him.
match, right? So now he's gonna do the
I gotta
same
go back
thing.
and watch this match. I don't remember.
So
I don't
now
remember
he's
them
gonna.
even fighting
So
as
look,
Netflix.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's
It was
why
that bad. You don't even
it was
remember.
that
No,
bad.
I just think the Raw for Netflix wasn't a good episode. I just felt like it was just
But
more so
then,
publicity and celebrities. I don't
so
remember most
now
of the
we're gonna
matches.
get a transition champion because you know that's all Jay is gonna be, like he was for the Intercontinental Champion. Because now they're gonna make one of the top guys beat him. So now that leaves Gunther in a peculiar place, and then they like I don't know. I get it, but it's like, bro, Jey Uso is just over with the fans, bro. But as far as popularity, but as far as in wing work, nobody wants to see that.
What about you, Steve? What do you think of the feuds coming up and the directions of certain superstars?
Thanks for asking. I greatly appreciate that, Derek. I loved this whole Seth Rollins finally being in the ring after the hatred that Seth Rollins has been having.
In Indianapolis, too, the place where the Shield debuted, the place where he stabbed
Up,
Roman Reigns in the back. A lot of story in that building.
Back.
Just
Yep.
being able to see that picture of Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns staring at each other. And I felt like there was so much more
right
fuel, animosity between those two than actually Rollins and Punk. To me, gave me that excitement. I was excited to be watching. I couldn't wait to see what was gonna happen. I was like, hold on a second. Like Seth is in that ring. He has Punk, who he despises, and then he has Roman, who he despises, and then there's Drew McIntyre, who he hates as well. What's gonna happen? What's gonna come out of this? And the way it built and the way it ended, to me, was pure gold. Like that was pure gold. If you're not gonna have Roman Reigns in a main event at WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes or Gunther, what are you gonna do with him? You're gonna bring the past back to haunt him. You're gonna make him go against probably the best wrestler in WWE. Okay, and that's Seth freaking Rollins. Who are you gonna have storylines with? Who are you gonna have some of the best matches with? It's gonna be with Seth Rollins. What else can you do with that?
I smell a triple threat.
Yeah, I
throw some CM Punk on there and have just fucking pure hatred and just have it. Like, have that happen. Build it. Have the Elimination Chamber. Have the Elimination Chamber match where you have Cena in there. We're going to get to Cena in a moment. You're going to have fucking Seth Rollins in there. You're going to have Roman Reigns in there. You're going to have CM Punk in there. You can have Drew McIntyre maybe in there. I wish you do that because for the love of God, that's going to be incredible. And you pick your sixth person, which, you know what? I can put anybody in there. Okay, the Elimination Chamber is 6 people.
No, but Priest is on SmackDown. Is Elimination Chamber for Raw?
It doesn't matter. They're gonna do something crazy like that. They're gonna say they're gonna have to mix it up where it makes.
Elimination Chamber is not just Raw.
They're gonna have to do something, and
okay.
and I like at that point you make somebody that's not any of those 3 win, and you put WrestleMania to Trap's point. WrestleMania, you have Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
So just add Drew McIntyre in and make a fatal 4. They all hate each other.
Or you have a fatal 4-way match where it's Rollins, Punk, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes.
And then that's going to be one of the guys that take the title from Jey Uso. And that's what I
Why'd
said.
you
That's
add Cody
what.
Rhodes in that?
Because you do
Yeah, where
something
did
like
Cody
that where
Rhodes
there's
come
a
from?
title involved with the four
I
biggest
thought that.
people. With the hold on a second, listen to what I'm saying, Cavallo. You have the four
Please.
biggest people in the company
Mm-hmm.
in a main event for the championship match. The 4 biggest ones: Roman Reigns, Seth freaking Rollins, CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes. Not Jey Uso and Gunter.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Steve, you're forgetting they're on different shows.
The winner of the elimination
Yeah, what are you
chamber
talking
supposed to
about?
Do
fight.
something.
That made no sense. You should
Do
just added
something.
Drew
Yeah, what are you
McIntyre
talking about?
and
What are
made
you
it a
talking
fatal
about?
four-way
Yeah,
and kept
you were losing me, Steven. You
Cody
losing me.
Rhodes with John Cena or something. Maybe John Cena
Right, what
might
are you
win the
talking? What
elimination
are you
chamber
talking
and
about?
choose Cody Rhodes
Mix
or
it up.
something.
Do something. Do
We
something.
can't.
Listen.
We can't.
The winner
They're
of
different
that is
shows.
going to be the winner of that match is going to be the winner who fights Jey Uso because you know he's going to win at WrestleMania. I just
The
told
winner
y'all
of what?
Jey Uso is going to be the transitional champion. So whoever wins Elimination Chamber or not even Elimination Chamber, if you do a fatal four-way, one of those guys is going to be the one to beat Jey Uso for the champion. That's what I'm saying. So I
The
don't know why you threw Cody Rhodes in there. Cody
the
Rhodes ain't got
winner
nothing
of
to
the
do with that.
elimination chamber, guys,
He's
gets
gonna
to
fight
go
Cody Rhodes.
goes against either Cody Rhodes or Gunter, whoever Jey Uso doesn't pick. We know it's
No,
Gunter.
he already chose Gunther.
He didn't say it. He didn't set it in stone. He said that he wants
I
to
thought he
beat
said it.
Gunter. No, he
Okay.
said he wants to beat Gunter because Gunter, but he never physically chose somebody for him to face.
You
He
know
said
he's gonna fight Gunther, man. Why are we acting like he not? They
so.
setting up the story.
So let's move forward.
Mhm.
All this animosity against Jey Uso gives me a bit of anxiety. Let's move forward and go to John Cena. I want to end this with John Cena. Let's talk John Cena. Let's talk John Cena's promo. Let's talk.
One of my favorite moments when the
Wait,
guys kept coming in back to back. It was Cena. He was just standing there waiting like he's gonna fight. Then CM Punk music hit. And then he's like, oh, he's just waiting around. And then Seth Rollins music hit. And then it's like all the guys that hate each other. And Cena just standing there soaking it all in. I just thought that was a cool moment. Like with
before
the crowd
Cena,
and shit.
can we
So
just speak about how AJ Styles is back early, and I'm so excited.
of
Like I
course.
cannot wait
Oh,
to
I
see
love
who
that.
he fights at WrestleMania.
And he got his old theme
Nobody.
music back.
Yes,
He
yes,
got
I
his old
realized
theme
that.
music back. I was like, finally, get rid of Death Rebel, please.
What was Derek? You're good with this stuff. What was his injury? AJ Styles, or did they never name what? Because he got injured on his leg, right? And they
It
said
was
he was
like
going to
his
be out for a year.
It was his foot, but yeah, they said a long time, but they never specified what it was and how
yeah,
long.
they never said
Wasn't
how long.
specified. It wasn't specified as injury. It was specified as like time off TV.
Okay.
But
Because he tweeted also saying this injury
It's difficult.
is difficult. Yeah, exactly right. I didn't know I would have to
yeah, I'm
deal
not on
with.
social media. I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, so I think that was was a work. I don't think he got injured. I think because it doesn't take that quick to come back from
So
an
you think they
injury
brought
like
him
that.
back from a hiatus for one match to then take him back off to put him back on?
I just think that it was all written this way for him to come back. I don't think they would have rushed him coming back from an injury just to be in the Royal Rumble to get eliminated. They would have probably pushed it till Mania
Or maybe they just lied
till
about
after.
the timeline. I think he was injured. I
Yeah,
think they just lied about the timeline like they do to be
right. He was
secretive, and
injured.
he came back at Royal Rumble because the way the match went, he looked injured. It ended very fast. It like they changed the finish, and he was carried out. So,
Look,
but I don't know.
they have gold with AJ Styles. Let's just hope that they utilize him correctly.
Yeah,
Right.
But back to Cena.
Back to Cena. So Cena's promo, but before the promo, what are your thoughts, Cavallo? I'm gonna start with you with his entrance, how he was in the ring, how he looked,
The biggest pop of the night, one of them.
how he brought himself forward, him not winning.
I will say, and I have rewatched it back with my sister, and I feel like he looked so emotional coming out. Like before he even ran to the ring, he was holding that towel. So the last time it's down, he looked like, damn, like this is like really the last time. So I felt that with him. I feel like they used him as like a marquee or like a catalyst in the ring. I feel like he didn't really do much. Like when he came to the ring, he eliminated those two. I forgot which two wrestlers he eliminated fast. But I feel like other than that, it was more so about the other guys who have storylines working around him. Like how they added him into Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk's beef, where he didn't really need to be there. I feel like people just wanted to see those matchups, like him versus CM Punk, him versus Roman Reigns, him versus Seth Rollins. But I don't think he really did much in the Royal Rumble to make a big difference. Like I don't think it was like I think they could have did more with him being back and for it being his last one. With him not winning, I was shocked because I honestly thought he was going to win, especially seeing him in the last two with Jey Uso. I definitely thought he was going to win. I'm not against him not winning because his promo that we're going to speak about after this, the way he was talking about the Elimination Chamber, I honestly feel like he's going to win the Elimination Chamber and then fight Cody and actually win the title of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
John Cena. For me, I got emotional because again, I'm knowing this is the last time we were going to see John Cena at a Royal Rumble. I thought like you said, I thought he looked good in the spots that they showcased him in. We got some vintage John Cena at the end with the "You Can't See Me" 5 knuckle shuffle vintage John Cena. He brought the fade back and the Steven point because he's going to point out his ball spot, but he still brought the fade back. Man, I love it, man. Like I said, we grew up. If you grew up during the time you grew up in, you know how much John Cena means to you growing up as a WWE fanatic and whatever, just everything. And you want to talk about over, like even with the kids, man, like he's so over with the kids, but he has good matches. His in-ring work is good. And, one of the biggest baby face of the company. And like I said, Cavallo could smirk all he want, but
I'm
I
not
don't
fucking
care.
keep talking.
Yes,
Stop
he
bringing me
is.
up. Stop bringing me up. You always want to debate with me.
So,
Like I'm not.
And then, but yeah, I thought he was going to win, but unfortunately he didn't. So, but as we get to the promo, we'll explain why. But I thought he could have won, and that would have made for good TV. But
John Cena is great at putting people over, so props to
yeah.
him. Props
I
to
get
him.
what they were doing. The biggest baby face of that generation versus the biggest baby face of this generation. I feel it. And he kind of passing. It's like passing the torch. I see what they was doing there. WWE not slick. I see what they doing there.
Derek?
Yeah, there's really got nothing to say compared to what the other two gentlemen said. For me, it was really the emotion that he showed coming in. This whole time we've had like the very thankful John Cena. The John Cena was like, I'm gonna do what's best for business. Like my time is up, their time is now. But then, always still John Cena. It's the first time we actually saw John Cena come out of the tunnel and be visibly emotional. Like his eyes were a little bit glossy.
Yeah,
like I got choked up. I was like, oh shit! Like this is
really it.
Because I think as much as John Cena says that 2025 is the last we're going to see of him, same when a wrestler retires.
They always say that.
They always say that, and then like you always have a little spot in the back of you that's like, it's not really over. But like watching the raw emotion that he had, I'm like, oh, this is for real. This is for real. This is for real. His last Royal Rumble. And I think we'll get to the promo. And before we get to John Cena's promo, I truly want to highlight the absolute greatest to ever do it in Triple H. Triple H said something to Namira. He said, we have been spoiled and we've been lucky to have a superstar like John Cena. And every appearance that he has now, you should really enjoy it and cherish it because it's the last one. And for a guy like Triple H, who's all business all the time, the game, the cerebral assassin, for a guy like him to acknowledge the magnitude of Cena and the magnitude of the work that John Cena has put and the way John Cena carried the WWE through much of the PG era. I think for a guy like him to give his flowers to Cena the way that he did, I think that really showcases just how much John Cena, we say John Cena was important for WWE, but for a guy like Triple H to say it in that manner, like Paul Levesque to say it in that manner, I think that speaks volume to really just truly how great John Cena has been to this company. So I think that was really special.
I feel like he's underappreciated because I feel like in the 2000s, I hated him. Like how they kept pushing him and he kept winning everything and champion for the longest. I did not like.
You're the only one I know that hated him.
I did not like.
No, I hated him.
A lot of people did. You just like everybody, but
no, I don't just like everybody. I like actually good wrestlers.
And I feel like he was like his wrestling moves wasn't that good back then. I feel like once they started calling him like 3 Move John, he started adding more later on in his career and making his matches better. But I feel like back then I couldn't stand him. But now that he's been going for a while and I look back and I see all that he's done, like as an adult and not as a kid, I'm like, he really did hold it down. Like
Absolutely,
Even though Vince pushed him down our throats like he did with Roman, he really did hold it down.
1,000%,
Yeah.
1,000%.
And a guy like Cena it will never be understated how we probably wouldn't have the Roman Reigns that we have now had it not been for his feud with John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time where they were pushing and everyone was turning on Reigns as being the future and like, oh, you're just the next John Cena. And it's like, no, it's not like that. And he was so bad at it that he had to feud with John Cena. And John Cena said one of the greatest shoot promo lines of all time. He's like, they keep calling me to come back because you can't do your job.
I remember that. Boy, that was one of the
Mic
biggest.
drop.
Roman
And
Reigns
from that point on, Roman Reigns started going like this slowly. And then now we have the tribal chief.
When he had bad promos and okay matches.
Yeah, he was like, he's like, it's called a promo, kid. I'll give you a second. You'll figure it out. You need to do it if you want to be the big dog.
You see what happens when you give somebody time and how they improve?
But that's what happens when you give someone John Cena.
Right.
Anyway, all that. Steven, what did you think about John Cena's his entrance, his
smirk,
his presence in the ring, and then we'll let you kick off the choice of words that Cena had during the press conference.
I like what they're doing with John. I think it's worth it. I think it's, they're paying homage to him because of what he did in all those years. Like from, I would say, since 2002, 3, being the doctor of thugonomics to being where he was till now, and what he did for the company. Man, he did a fuck ton of shit for the company. I'm just scared. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm just scared. I don't want him to look weak. I don't want him to look sad. I don't want him to look desperate. I don't want him to look old. Okay. I don't want him to look like he's doing this and it's forced. Okay. I don't want him to lose. Dude, the last time he won a match.
I don't want him to look like Jericho.
2,450 days ago. It's a number like that. And I know he hasn't been there long, but he hasn't won a match in that long. I don't want for him to keep losing the matches. I don't want him to look that way. It doesn't make sense for a guy to his magnitude and for what he brought to that company and how we made that company grow and how we made me and so many people hate him and turn heels to those baby faces, but they were still heels because they wanted John to lose. RVD, Edge, Orton, CM Punk, we can name
Triple H,
all those people. Like, don't forget, Cena sucks. Okay, going up against some of the biggest heels. I don't want him coming on and looking the way he did last night because yes, it was exciting to have him there. Yes, it's John Cena, but he didn't look like John Cena. He looked like a rugged, very pale, very old John Cena.
He's old.
Hold on a second. I'm not done. I'm trying to explain to you that I don't want John Cena to go out like that. Ric Flair went out.
No, I agree with you.
Like he was a bag of shit in the hot desert sun melting.
Oh, that's different. I get you. Okay. He's not there yet. This is why this makes sense. The last time is now. He knows before he gets to that point. You making it seem like he going out there like he looking like Jericho. Jericho should have retired 15 years ago, and I told you that.
But still, John, I don't want John looking like that.
Don't look like that.
He does. He does. His last 2 matches have been trash, and he's a horrible seller.
Okay, I just don't want him to be like that. My last image of John Cena in wrestling, I do not want it to be that. I wanted to. Fuck, we know what John Cena is, guys. Come on. Let's not beat around the bush.
That's gone.
We know that image of John Cena. I don't want my son to see an old man John Cena. So I'll say it to you this way, and then we'll move.
Jericho.
I'm gonna say it like this, and then we'll move on to the promo. Okay. There's a view of what John Cena is. We all have that image. Okay. John Cena is, let's just say it, quote unquote, everybody's calling him the greatest of all time. Okay. I personally think globally that he is. He's not mine, but globally he is. So let's keep it that way. Let's not make him go out looking a certain way.
But he will.
But let's not get there. Now, with that being said, the promo that he put out yesterday is what changed my mind to the point where it's like, hold on a second. He lost for 2,400 days plus whatever. He lost at the Rumble. Yeah, he put Jey Uso over, whatever. He gave him a hug. He left the ring frustrated. Everybody knows John Cena, the happy-go-lucky. It's my farewell tour. I'm on the way out. I want to have fun, but it's not working. Let me change my mentality and come as the John Cena that all of you know me as. So I am coming here and I'm coming to win the Elimination Chamber. I'm winning at Mania. I'm going to become the 17-time champion. I'm going to beat Ric Flair's record and I am going to be the greatest of all time. So the mentality of his approach is changing versus him. Hey, my time is now, waving the flag, balloons, clowns, all that shit. Now there's a statement John Cena, and the statement John Cena changed from what it was when he came out a couple of months ago saying he was going on his farewell tour, or when he came out at Raw at Netflix. So I just think there's a lot more fuel, and they're gonna try and something is gonna happen from it. He's gonna put the wheels in motion. Fuck, you have a guy that's going to Raw, Netflix, then he's going to do a movie, and he's coming back. It takes a toll on a human being. He's got to leave that aside, and he's got to focus just on the wrestling.
Do you think his promo is going to change the way he's going to wrestle and how he's going to look?
I think it's just, look, maybe not to the full extent, but I think there's going to be a lot more involvement in the wrestling aspect of it, where John Cena's last match made him look like the weakest person I've ever seen, right? Against Solo, right? Okay, where Solo had to carry it. I think now that's not going to be the case. He's going to have to carry his own matches, and he's going to have to push that forward, and he's going to have to be on that level. Maybe not the 2006, 2007 John Cena, but he's going to have to start showing more of an aggression, a ruthless aggression, John Cena. I don't know if you're catching what I'm saying.
No, I catch what you're saying, but I just feel like he's leaving for a month. He's leaving for a month. He's not even like staying around and like getting the ring rust off. He hasn't wrestled. You can't come in and expect to have good matches with people who's been there, who's better than you, and then make it seem like you're not going to look old, because he has been looking old for the past 2 years. He comes back for one match and then leave. So I think now with him saying he's going to do the Royal Rumble, leave for a month, come back at Elimination Chamber versus 5 other guys who's been active, think he's going to win and then have a good main event match at WrestleMania and look like he used to look before. He's going to look bad. In my opinion, I think he's going to look bad. His character might be a little different. Maybe it's a heel change. Maybe he might turn heel, or he might be more aggressive in his character work and his promos. But I think match-wise, he's going to look like
better than Jey Uso.
He's going to look like how he looked for the past 2 years, which is not good to me.
That promo it says, Steven, I'm going to prove you wrong.
Okay.
But you get what I mean? I think.
I'm looking forward to it. But
I think it was a very necessary promo, dude. You're looking at the greatest of all time, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. He looks like the weakest link. That promo is like, guys, change your mind. I'm not the weakest link anymore. I'm winning every single match till I'm retired. Do you get what I mean? It's a very necessary adjustment.
An attitude adjustment he needs.
Right? So let's just see. Man, I want nothing but the best for John Cena. I would like for him to win the title one more time. I want him to beat the Ric Flair record.
You want him to win? You want him to be gone for all these years and just come back? These active guys.
Me and Derek said in the last episode, I'm giving him all the gold. If I'm booking, I'm giving
not
him
looking like that.
Why is that okay?
I'm giving him the TNA Kurt Angle treatment.
But hold on,
5 belts.
Cavallo.
I'll give him the Divas Championship.
Cavallo.
Yeah, I'm giving him everything. Yeah, he
Cavallo.
getting everything.
Yeah, what happened?
He needs to work his way there. I don't want him just to come and all of a sudden he's the champion. He's
No.
got to work his way to the
No.
champion.
No.
What do you mean?
No, he does not.
What?
No.
He already worked his way enough.
Did you guys clearly have not listened to the promo?
No, I did listen.
What did he
I know
say?
what you're getting at.
What did he say during the promo? He's like, I carried this company. Before it was all about He's like, before it was all about what's best for business. I'm what's best for business. I'm where the money's at. I'm going to main event WrestleMania because guess what? Everyone wants to see me win the 17.
Exactly.
Guess what? I'll win one match, qualify, and then I'll say fuck you to everyone. I'll just show up and I'll fucking win because guess what? I'm John fucking Cena and you can't fucking see me.
That's not it.
That's
He's
perfect.
too old.
No,
He's been gone for too long.
No.
He hasn't had good matches. His last 5
It
has
doesn't,
been horrible.
Cavallo. It doesn't matter.
He
needs one.
He needs one. That's not
he
good.
needs one. He needs one.
But it shouldn't happen. He should
gonna
not
happen.
be able to come back at one match and beat Cody Rhodes, who has held this company. I don't not like him. What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter.
I didn't like him before.
You don't like him.
It doesn't matter.
I do like him. Who said I don't
It doesn't
like
matter because you want everyone to tune in. You want everyone to tune in at WrestleMania to see.
They're gonna tune in regardless. They're gonna tune in regardless. He's gonna be there.
No.
It's his live WrestleMania. They're gonna tune in regardless.
Yes, but they're gonna tune in to see if he's going to win
the
championship.
He shouldn't.
Exactly.
We're gonna tune in to see, but he shouldn't.
Whether or not he should or he shouldn't. That is not the point. The point is John Cena, by default, has earned it. It's as simple as that. And
I'm not saying that he shouldn't wrestle
has.
him. I'm saying he shouldn't win. I'm not saying he shouldn't wrestle Cody Rhodes.
Whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens. All I'm saying is the attitude and the way he cut that promo is now he's going to be selfish, John Cena, of like, I don't give a shit what all you fans say. I'm a 16-time world champion. I deserve to be the 17-time world champion. It doesn't matter what you guys think. I was all about doing what's best for business, putting these kids over. I'm fucking done. I'm putting myself over. That's it. That's all I need to know from John Cena from this point on. He could go off into the sunset with his wife and make movies and just cut a promo on how like, hey, you think because you win a match against Gunther, you're impressive? Guess what? I'm next. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. We could have part-time John Cena just cutting promos. We could have part-time rapper John Cena show up and do the fucking word life thing and just do his thing with the Doctor of Thugonomics. We could have that, and then he just has one match. None of it matters because it's John Cena. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. He's playing you and he's playing everyone the same way he did with Alex Riley. The same thing. He's like, guess what? I don't like you. You're being squashed. You're going to get fired soon. Guess what happened to Alex Riley? He got squashed. He got fired. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's leaning into the power he has in the locker room like we know he used to do. And he's going to do it to main event WrestleMania. And guess what? That's all he needs to do. If he knows he can't win a match to qualify, he's going to use his influence to get it. Simple as that.
So are you interested in seeing him in an actual like main event match WrestleMania and fighting? Are you interested in that? Out of everybody else you named, out of all the top guys you named, are you interested in seeing John Cena wrestle for the title at WrestleMania
and break the
record? The wrestling. God damn it! The best way I could describe this is when I do this podcast with you guys. I try to not be a wrestling fan. I try to be a wrestling analyst. The wrestling analyst in me, no. Because I think there's more guys that deserve better that could put better matches.
Good point.
However,
the fan,
the Derek who watched John Cena debut, the Derek who saw that horrible haircut, the Derek who saw the Doctor of Thugonomics, who used to have John Cena's music album in CD. I used to own that album. Yes. Absolutely, yes. I want to see him win the 17.
After 23 years, you want to main event?
I will shed a tear. I will shed a tear if John Cena wins that 17 time. I will shed a tear and I'll be like, "This is the greatest thing I have ever seen in any wrestling show of all time."
I will break my TV and never support.
You can break the one that's behind you. It's in the pink room anyway.
Yes. I will
break
this one. It's not mine, but I'll break it too.
Like we said last episode, if I'm doing a booking, I'm giving him every belt.
Everything.
I'm giving an Intercontinental
Hardcore
belt,
Championship, the Tag Team Championships, the Divas Cruiserweight.
I'm giving him every
ECW, bring it
belt.
back.
Yeah.
Cruiserweight is
He's getting-
crazy.
I'm giving him
I'm with a
every
20-year-old, a
belt.
40-year-old
I will
Hurricane
give
is
John
crazy.
Cena the 24-hour championship, the speed
Facts.
championship. I'm going to
Everything.
TNA. I'm taking their belts and I'm giving it to Cena. I don't care.
Facts.
I
Let him
sound
fight
crazy
Joe
right
Hendry
now.
for the belt.
I'll
Why
be the
we
New
sound
Japan Pro
crazy?
Wrestling champion. Don't care.
That sounds crazy right now.
Now we sound crazy.
After 22
All right.
years of him being gone for the last 5, he could just come back and y'all give him all these belts.
Yes.
Yes.
Because he's John Cena. If it was anybody
Yes.
else, it'd be no.
Yes.
Because it's John
Yes. It's John
Y'all
Cena.
are
Yes.
mad.
Yes.
Y'all are mad.
Yes.
Y'all are mad.
What do you
But
mean?
I'm gonna let
Boys.
it play out.
It's not
I'm
John
gonna let it
Cena.
play out, and at WrestleMania when he do the review, and I'm be like, oh, so how'd y'all like the match? I'm gonna just let it play out.
And it's gonna be
Like I
good.
said, it's gonna be
Bro,
horrible.
I don't care,
Like we
brother.
know.
You
It'll
like
be
Jey
terrible.
Uso. Like
And
I
you like
don't even, I can't talk to you no more.
you like John Cena in 2025.
You like
I
On
can
Jey
that
never take
note,
anything you say
on
serious.
that note, boys,
You like Jey Uso.
I can't take you serious. You want to see John Cena main event?
You
Bye.
like Jey Uso. He
Bye.
can't even wrestle.
Trap, your score on 10 before we get up out of here for the Royal Rumble.
Oh, I thought it was a 7 out of 10. It was good. I had no complaints about it. I thought overall, I thought the Rumble was good. I thought the Women's Rumble was good. I thought, again, the DIY and versus Motor City Machine Gun match was good. The crowd was just dead. I really liked the Cody match. Again, some things could have been different, but it was good overall. I like the men's Royal Rumble. I like how they showcase fucking Jacob Fatu and the potential matches he could be in. You see when he faced up against Roman Reigns, they were like, "You're looking at a future main event at WrestleMania." Like that's a main event. Like now that's a main event. Like
That's a
you
main
understand
event.
what I'm saying? What are you talking about? But then of course, we got the winner of the Royal Rumble, what we already talked about. But overall, good match. Overall, good show. 7 out of 10 for me. I was excited the whole night. I was excited. I
Cavallo?
enjoyed it.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10 as well. The women's match was good. Sometimes I feel like it'd be like all over the place. They just be fighting, which we spoke about earlier. Like I feel like the storylines wasn't in it, but then Derek stated that the storylines haven't been used on the shows as well. The Cody Rhodes in a match, like I stated before, I was over their feud because Cody Rhodes kept winning, and I knew he was going to win yesterday as well. The tag team match was good. I just wish that I feel like if there was more crowd participation, the match would have felt better to watch and enjoy. In the men's match, I enjoyed as well. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Derek?
5. Give it a big old stinking 5. Big old stinking 5. The if it wouldn't have been for the women's match and them getting to shine, especially the NXT superstars, seeing Alexa Bliss come back. If it hadn't been for the Streets Profit getting involved, if it hadn't been for Owens being an absolute machine,
Right.
honestly, and let's just state the one thing that we absolutely did not mention. This thing started at 6 o'clock Eastern time and finished at what, 11? 5 hours.
I want to say that, right?
5 hours of it was just so.
But it was good, though.
No.
I felt like it went by.
5 hours gets a 5. 5 on 10. Steven.
The Royal Rumbles is like an hour and some change, right? Or a little over an hour. And that's 2 of them. Yeah, so that's 2 of them. You still got them. I'm pretty sure Kevin Owens' match was like almost 45 with entrances and stuff. Yeah. And they do their promotions and their
but an hour match with that result. 5.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a solid 6.
Okay.
Solely based on the fact that I was very excited and very hyped over it, and I did love seeing. Yeah, as a fan, I love seeing that CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker. Like it was a stacked Royal Rumble. The women's match, I enjoyed. The Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. I enjoyed the Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. I enjoyed. I wanted more out of it, but it was still enjoyable. It's just that you get excited to a certain level. And I watched the replay because I wasn't able to watch it live, unfortunately, because of work.
Don't worry about it.
But Royal Rumble is my favorite PLE. Back in the day, we called them pay-per-views. Royal Rumble is my number 1. Okay, if I'm sitting at home, I have a Royal Rumble match on the whole thing, not just the main event, not just the first, like the whole thing. So I was super excited. The outcome took my energy completely out of me, to the point where I was like, I wasted my whole day stressing out about missing it, my whole week, having dreams that night that, oh shit, I'm going to miss the Rumble. What happens if somebody texts me who won? I had my phone on Do Not Disturb. I've never in my whole entire life put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Okay. People were texting me because I had the anxiety. I was anxious. I was stressed that I was going to find out who won, to the point where I'm home and Jey Uso wins. I felt like I was at the doctor's office and the doctor was going to give me bad results.
Right.
This Jey Uso hatred and banter is crazy.
Steven goes in for his physical. Steven goes in for his physical. He thinks he's about to get his blood pressure taken. They're gonna check his eyes, and then they're like, "All right, pull down your pants, sir."
No, but it's true.
Steven's reaction.
It's true. It's true. And I'm gonna end it with this, and I can't wait to see get you guys back for WrestleMania, Cavallo, WrestleMania. But I'll be honest, he's just not the guy. And I don't think he's the guy, and nobody's gonna make me believe he's the guy, unfortunately. But I am super happy that my son is super invested in him, and that my son could go to Walmart, he could go to Toys R Us, buy his toy, enjoy him, because he is for children. End of story. He is not the guy. But on that note, boys, I appreciate you all greatly. Thank you for joining. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so now. Trap, can you tell them you're going to give them 5 seconds, please?
Oh, please take the time now, the 5 seconds, to like and subscribe. And hopefully you like and subscribe.
Cavallo, thanks for being in the pink room.
Yes,
Thank you.
Derek, thank you.
Like this
Thank you. And the cat, Trap, always a pleasure having you here and to argue with your cousin. Boys, we'll be back on the next one. Let's see what the Elimination Chamber brings to the table. And I want to end off with congratulating the Cerebral Assassin, the game, Paul Triple H Levesque, on the Triple H announcement for being in the Hall of Fame inductee. We call it first ballot.
First ballot. Much deserved.
And if you don't have Triple H in your top 10 of all time, each and every one of us actually really have 2 words for you.
No yeet.
No yeet.
Yes. That's wrong with y'all.
Peace and love, boys.
Peace.